The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers podcast, show number 425, being recorded on June the 5th, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, known as Jesus Walks Out. Today I'm joined by my friend and co-host from the best coast to west coast, Gunny Chief Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Gunny. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Fucking welcome. Yeah.
It's a cold day in hell, and I'll explain why later. Well, I'm a hobo.
You can always follow us on Twitter @Horrible Gamers. Leave us a review on iTunes, also Spotify. Find us on there. We are available on there. And play us and rate us. You can also join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It's a close group on Facebook, so anything you post in there stays in there. And you could probably and should join the Discord community. The Discord link is in your show notes, or you can always message us for that. And big shout out real quick to the Patreon machines that fund the show and keep the show moving forward. Like our friend Leahy, our friend Jason Sams, our friend Robert Noble, as well as Sean Patrick, Chad, Henley M, Pork Chop Poo, Nipron, Mayo, Evan wears Vans on the best coast. This is what it says here. Evan wears Vans on the best coast, all in caps.
I just threw Vans away, okay? Crash. No, they
Bill
weren't mine.
Garner the second, the first. Thank you all for being Patreon machines. And yeah, Evan wears Vans.
Is that a California thing, do you think? Is that what that is?
that's just the West Coast. That's just like a skater thing, man.
I'd say so.
I remember as when I was younger, I used to wear Vans, man. They're comfortable shoes, you know, for like skater shoes in general. Like DC shoes, Vans. Fucking, what are the other ones? Like,
is that what I wore back in the early 90s? I don't even remember what the brand name was, but definitely we called them skater shoes. We didn't call them Vans. But they were probably knockoff hobo ones.
Like all the skater shoes, Etnies, Vans, DC, all that shit. I was a kid, I used to wear them, and they're pretty comfortable shoes. But Vans though, they've kind of become like more like a mainstream shoe. Like everybody wears Vans. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go to the premium outlets or the mall, like the Vans store is always busy.
Mm-hmm. Vans are pretty popular. They're pretty cheap. That's why, I think, because they're kind of cheap and they kind of look nice. So, yeah, they're a good shoe. They're a good value for your money.
A lot cheaper than Nike.
The shoe that I don't understand that people wear all the time, especially here in Oregon, they're super popular in Oregon, is the Crocs shoes.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I don't understand. Those things are uncomfortable as fuck. They look ugly. Like, why would anyone wear those? But people,
aren't those for Oregon, like if you work at a restaurant, like if you're a chef or?
No, dude, people love them in Oregon. I see people wearing them all the time, like at stores and public, fucking everywhere. People are just constantly wearing Crocs, dude. It's so like, I don't know. I don't like them. My daughter likes them and she wears them, but I'm like, why do you like these ugly, ugly fucking shoes?
Yeah, they got holes in the top. I don't know. I'm sure ventilation's good, but
they're not even like nice looking shoes, and they're ugly as hell, and they're kind of expensive for what they are. I mean, it's like a piece of plastic, pretty much, 2 pieces of plastic, and it's like $50 for a pair, or some shit like that.
Yeah, they're like the most non-stylish shoe I've never tried them. Never tried a pair, worn them, but nobody in my family wears them, so
yeah,
we're all Nike Vans people.
No, my daughter loves Crocs, bro. Crocs are her thing. A lot of girls in Oregon wear them. That's what I've noticed.
That's the fad.
Some men do too, but some men do too. You know, a fun fact about Crocs, right? Have you ever seen the movie Idiocracy?
I've heard of it.
So it's a movie like a satire movie. It was made like in 2007. I forget who made it, but the guy pretty much like, it's kind of like making fun of the future. So like this guy gets frozen, right? He's like a soldier. He gets frozen in a pod, and then like something happens, and now it's like the year 2000 whatever, like way in the future, right? Like 2500 or something. It's way in the future. And like people apparently stopped like becoming smart at that point. Like everyone just became really stupid. And so the whole movie is like talking, like kind of showing how dumb America is, like 500 years in the future, right? Like the president's like a pro wrestler. He like comes every time he walks into like the you know how when the president walks into Congress, you know, the Speaker of the House or like the guy says, you know, the President of the United States, and everyone stands up and claps.
State of
Well,
the Union address style
yeah,
type thing.
yeah. So when he when the president walks in on this movie, it's like a wrestling intro. Like there's fucking music playing. There's like fucking fireworks going off. It looks like a fucking pro wrestler is walking into the fucking ring, right? It's fucking hell. It's a cool movie, man. If you haven't watched
I remember that from the trailer.
you should watch it because it like Costco. I think Costco took over the world. There's like no other stores left. It's just Costco. It's fucking awesome. But anyways, in this movie, right, the person there's like a thing that the costume set designer had a budget, right, to like make all the costumes for all the people in the movie, and they had a budget for like everything, right, and apparently their budget wasn't really high for the costumes. Because in the movie, everyone kind of wears like jail jumpsuits almost. They kind of wear like these like jumpsuits. And like she was trying to figure out what kind of shoes can I give people in the future that look kind of fucking ridiculous, that no one would ever wear, right? Like these just have to look so ugly and so stupid that it'll fit the movie theme. Well, apparently at the time, Crocs were a thing. But Crocs was like a small company. It wasn't even like a huge, like nationwide or worldwide thing, right? So apparently she bought a bunch of Crocs, and everybody in that movie is wearing Crocs because she thought these shoes look so fucking ugly and so stupid. They're never going to become popular. Like no one would wear these in the future. Well, she was way wrong about that one. That's funny though.
That is,
I remember reading that fact. I'm like, what? That's fucking nuts, dude. Like, yeah, apparently they bought a shitload of Crocs from the company Crocs for like pretty cheap. And they were able to buy them for like the whole set for like everyone in the movie. Because everyone in the movie's wearing them. It's fucking wild. I'm like, that is pretty nuts, dude.
Yeah. That was 2007 when that came out? That was a while
like 2007, 2008 or something. It's an old movie, but
I still see references about that movie, like
because it's a good movie. Because honestly, if you watch it now, it still fucking holds up. You know, like it's actually a pretty funny movie, and it holds up. And it's based in the future, like way in the future. So it's not like we lived that year yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like Back to the Future, where like it was based in like what 2015 or something. Like 2015 or 2016 or something.
I almost wanted to say 2012, but now I can't remember.
Something like that, right? Like but like we already lived that year, right? So like we know none of that shit happened. And like what's kind of cool about Idiocracy is like it's based like in the year 2500. Like none of us are going to be alive then. So it's a cool movie to watch. You should watch it.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go watch it. I got Movie Box.
You should. It might be like on Netflix or something. I don't know. I haven't checked. I think I watched it like last time I watched it, I think I owned it somehow like on a DVD or something. Anyways, you can also support the show by heading over to Redbubble. Get yourself some nice socks to go with your Crocs. Or some acrylic blocks. Yeah, or some acrylic blocks. Just head on over there, get yourself some gear, search for Horrible Gamers. You'll find us on there. And also, thank you to Phantom Neck for the intro music and Broke for Free for the outro music to the show. And let's get talking about video games, Gunny, what we've been playing. So this week, real quick, touch on the quick hitters. I've completed the Battle Pass on one of the games, and that is Battlefield. So actually, I went to Battlefield the other night. I was trying to see like how far I am in the Battle Pass, and I've actually already completed it, even though I think it ends today. Today is the last day you can upgrade or like try to like finish up the missions. Tomorrow, new season is out. Season 5 is coming, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I've completed the Battle Pass, and you get a pretty cool skin for Liz. No, not for Liz. For the new character, I forget her name. I think her name is Blanco, Specialist Blanco. She's like a recon specialist. She's the one that puts down that like jammer thing that can like block people from spotting your teammates. And also like if you put it near your vehicle, it prevents like people being able to shoot rockets at that vehicle. Like it doesn't
Oh,
block
yeah.
rockets.
Yeah.
It,
That
it
makes
doesn't
sense.
it doesn't block rockets, but it spots like it stops like if someone has like a javelin, like it can't lock on if the vehicle is near your jammer. Like enemies can't lock on to like the tanks that are near you or whatever. And like your enemies cannot spot you. And like there's something else that it does. Like if an enemy gets in your jammer thing, like they can't spot people outside the jammer. So like if they're inside your jammer area and they're trying to spot somebody that's outside the jammer area, they still can't spot them or some shit like that. I don't know. She's a pretty cool character. She's pretty popular. Um, but yeah, I got a pretty cool skin for her. It's kind of like the skin that I got for Irish. It's like it's all black and it has like green highlights. So it kind of looks like an Xbox skin, to be honest. It's actually pretty cool looking because it's all like blacked out and then you got like green highlights. So like the straps on like the armor are green, the gloves are green, and, like the helmet, it's like black, but like the outline is kind of green. And the goggles are kind of like green on the outline. It's pretty cool looking, man. It reminds me of like a Call of Duty skin or something like that. Um, but that's the skin you get if you beat 100. If you get to 100 on the battle pass for this last one. And as far as I know, I haven't seen those skins available for purchase. Like maybe they have been, but every time I've checked, they haven't been on the store. But they do have a lot of skins in Battlefield. Like you'd be surprised. They have just as much as Call of Duty. I mean, they have skins like for every character, and they have multiples of them. There's constant sales going on. Like the other day, I saw a sale for like a 5-pack. You got like 5 skins for 5 different characters and like a bunch of weapon skins, and it was actually pretty cheap. I was like, should I buy this? And I was like, nah, for what? I already have like a bunch of other skins unlocked.
There's a sale, $249. I've been seeing those.
There's a lot of sales, but so I finished that. I'm excited for the new season, new maps, etc. We'll talk about that in the news. But I've also played a little bit of Call of Duty now. Went back to that. Really just kind of playing team deathmatch and regular kill confirmed and like domination. I've actually switched back to core from hardcore. No real reason. I think I did it because it's more fast paced than hardcore. And every time I play Call of Duty, I kind of just want to play it real quick and get it over with and kind of get out. So I'll literally only play like 2 or 3 matches and then stop playing. So that's what I did with this. Call of Duty, still Call of Duty. And they actually introduced a new map. And they announced another new map coming out this week for the new season as well. They got season 6 coming out for Battlefield. Season 5, I believe, is coming out. No, season 5 for Battlefield. Season 6 or 5 for Call of Duty. So new seasons coming out for both of them. Both are getting new maps. Call of Duty has one at launch of the season, and I think another one is scheduled for the mid part of the season, so like a month from now. So we'll see how that works for them. I'm excited. New maps on both games. It's kind of cool. Keeps the game fresh.
Yeah.
Seems like every time I get in there, Battlefield not so much, but Call of Duty, of course. Every time I get in there, I feel like I'm on a new map. And even when I play like really old maps that I haven't seen in the rotation for a while, it kind of like refreshes the game for me a little bit, you know, because it kind of like, oh, I remember this map. I remember the hiding spots. I remember where I gotta go camp or where I gotta go sit and the doors I gotta watch and the way people are coming. So there's that. Battlefield is also introducing other things to the season. So it's Call of Duty, and we'll cover that later. Besides that, on my iPad, I actually bought a game the other day. And I actually been playing a fucking shitload of it. And it's FTL, of course. You know, this game is really old. It's been like, what, like over a decade now that the game's been out. FTL, it's faster than light. It's a pretty much a spaceship simulation game. Kind of like Bomber Crew, but a little bit different. It's top-down view. It doesn't look like Bomber Crew in terms of art style, but it's the same type of game, whereas the same logic. In FTL, you're jumping through space to different nebulas and to different systems, and you have to get through the system to get to the exit of the system. But every time you jump to a new sector, like a new like little planet thing, like you can encounter another spaceship and they'll like automatically start attacking you. So you gotta like have your spaceship upgraded, you know, like better shields, better weapons, better characters, and more crew members, etc. And like I haven't beat it yet. It's so fucking hard, dude. It is a hard game, Gunny.
Is this something you play? Is it just touchscreen, or are you using a controller to play this on your iPhone or iPad?
No, it works completely fine with the touchscreen. Like it's a simple game, dude. You don't gotta do much. You're just kind of managing the crew and like it's a very simple game in terms of like it's nothing like Bomber Crew. You're not doing real time shit like in Bomber Crew, you're doing a lot of moving characters. Like every second, you're moving characters to different guns. You're moving the camera around. You're targeting things. This game is not like that at all. This game, like you're powering up your weapons. The weapons are ready. You tap on the weapon. You tap on where you want to shoot at, and if you hit it, you hit it. You might miss, and then you might hit their shield systems. You might hit their oxygen system. Your oxygen system might get hit, so you got to send a guy in there to repair it. A part of your ship might catch on fire, so you got to open up the door lock, the airlocks, or you got to send a crew member in there to put the fire out. And like I've got into the end of the game almost, and I got my ass kicked by one of the last spaceships. Like my ship got fucking wrecked. I thought I was sitting pretty good in terms of like how well kitted out my ship was. The problem is I didn't invest anything in shields or like enough power systems into weapons, so my ship was fucked. I got in there, dude. I had a big crew. I had like 5 crew members. I had a lot of money. I had a lot of things going on for my ship, and I got fucked. I got so totally wrecked. And I kind of learned that I need to upgrade my like power system because I completely forgot about that you can upgrade all that. But FTL, like I said, it's like a 13, 14-year-old game now. But it's a fucking great game and it holds up. It's kind of expensive though, I'm not gonna lie. But
like $10.
For me, it was worth it because I play a lot of it. I'm not on iPhone or iPad. I'm not afraid of spending, even $20 on a game, as long as the game is fun and it brings me enjoyment every time I want to play it. And that's what I like about the iPad. Like you could just pick it up and play it. You don't have to wait for it to like. You don't gotta do updates really. Like if an update comes up, it's really fast most of the time, and you can just pick up and play whenever you want. It's not like a PC or a console where you have to sit down, you have to turn on the TV, you have to turn on a computer, you have to fucking wait for it to boot up, you have to wait for it to turn on, you have to log into shit. It's like, fuck, dude, just pick up the iPad and start playing. Literally, it takes like 2 seconds for me to do that.
Yeah, especially I'm sure it works the same way on Android where it's pretty much a quick resume style type feature if you don't kill the app.
Yeah, the app is always running, so it's always there. And it kind of gave me an excuse to use my iPad because I was thinking about buying a new iPad, right? A new iPad Pro. But I totally decided against it because I will never use it. I mean, I bought this iPad Gunny in 2019, and I'm barely using it right now, 4 years later.
Man, this thing is like this iPad Pro I've got. It's like my third arm. It's like it's always with me.
No, dude.
Always with me.
That tells you how often I use my iPad. My iPad literally sat in a drawer for like the first 2 years of its life. Turned off. It just sat in the drawer. Like it's still brand fucking new, man. Like,
damn,
there's no scratches on it whatsoever.
I remember when you got that. Like you got a great deal on that.
It's perfect. Yeah, it was a cheap iPad too. I got it brand new for like. It was less than $300. So I got a great deal on it, but I just never used it. And I was like, the other day I was at the AT&T store and I was like, man, should I buy the iPad Pro? And I was eyeballing it and it looks really nice. And I was like, nope. I was like, there's absolutely no reason I need this. Like I will never, ever use this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I just knew. I was like, there's no way. Like there's nothing I need this for. Like not even to watch movies, nothing. There's no reason I need it. So I don't
like a lot of people, like my wife and kid and you and everybody else, like can watch movies and play little games on their phone. And I don't have the Pro, I've got the Max, but man, if I want to watch a movie or play a game, like I was playing Diablo Immortal on the iPad, It's like, I'll just grab a controller. I know I don't need it, but it's not required. I was like, perfect. Like, it's hard to do for me on the phone.
Yeah.
Too small. Even with glasses, I just can't do it. Small screen.
So I tried that. So I've been playing a lot of FTL on that. I recommend it. And I mean, FTL, you can literally buy it on Steam for like $5. I think it's $10 on Steam.
You know, I'm
You can
curious, is
always...
Bomber Crew on there? Is that something else that's on iOS
No,
or Android?
it's not. It's not on iOS at all. And like, I wish I was looking for that because I was like, is Bomber Crew on iPad? And Bomber Crew is not on the iPad. FTL is, and also Into the Breach, which is the next game where I'm not sure if it's the previous game, but I think it's actually the next game that studio made. And it's like FTL, but like instead of being on a spaceship, you're dropping mechs onto a planet and you're fighting like these giant bugs. And it's a pretty popular game. Same mechanic as FTL. It's a roguelike, so if you die, you have to restart all over and you have to like take new upgrades for your mechs. The only thing that's different between FTL on the iPad and Into the Breach is Into the Breach is available on the iPhone as well, but Into the Breach is a Netflix game.
Yes,
so
I see that now.
You must have a Netflix account to access it. Like, it won't let you play it. Like, you can download it no matter what. Anyone can download it.
Okay, I think I saw this on Steam as well.
Well, it is on Steam. It's on PC.
Yeah.
These are all PC games that were on iOS. Like I said, though, the weird thing about Into the Breach, though, and not FTL, is Into the Breach is a Netflix game, which FTL is not. FTL, you just pay the $10 and you can play no matter what. Into the Breach, you can download it. It's free to download. But to play, you must have a Netflix account. Like, there's no, like, oh, you can pay to play and not have a Netflix account. No, there's no option.
Okay,
Like,
so I would have to have a subscription.
You have to have a Netflix account. You have to have it. So you have to have, like, either a $10 account or $9 account, or like that is crazy to me. Like, you have to have that account to access the game. Like, it literally logs you into Netflix. Like, for me, since I was already logged into Netflix on my phone, you know, for my account on Netflix, it automatically says like logging you into Netflix, and it shows them like linking the accounts, and it'll say, okay, now you can play. Welcome back. You know, what's your gamer tag? And I put Jesus Walksline. And like, it's weird because when you log into the game, it logs into your Netflix profile that you watch movies on. Like, it showed Jesus on there, and it logged me into that. Because it said who's playing, and it showed me, it showed my brother's account, and it showed like somebody like kids or something that I had for my kid. And it was weird. It was like you could pick who's playing the game or whatever. And so I thought that was kind of odd. But I didn't really play much of that. I was like, I'm not wanting to learn all new mechanics for a whole new game. So I'd rather just stick to FTL. I also downloaded Moonlighter on the iPhone. And Moonlighter is the same game as Moonlighter on your Xbox, PC, PS4, or whatever. It's the same style of game. It's the same game, literally, where you're going into the dungeon, you're gathering resources, you're bringing them back up to your shop, and then you're selling them. And then at night, you go out and you go back into the dungeon, and then you get more resources, and you come back and sell them, right? But same style thing, man, where Moonlighter on the iPhone and iOS, I don't know if this is the same thing on Android, but on iOS, that's a Netflix game. So, like, you have to have a Netflix account to play Moonlighter, which is nuts to me because Moonlighter was actually super popular. I mean, Into the Breach on FTL.
That was the one that Ryan really liked, right?
Well, a lot of people really liked. I really liked when I
really got into that game.
When I had it on the PC, I really liked it, and even on the Xbox, I liked it. Yeah, that game is actually really popular, and for me to like know that like Netflix has these games locked down, it's kind of weird, you know. It's like, I guess I don't really think much of it when I'm thinking Game Pass, because Game Pass is letting you access games that anyone can play. Even if you bought the game, you can play it without Game Pass. Whereas Netflix on the mobile front is actually locking these games down to their service, saying like, yeah, Gunny, you can download this game, but do you have an account with us? And if you're like, well, no, I don't have an account with you, we're like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, they won't let you play it, which is fucking, to me, that's really odd.
I'm curious, it probably the way it promotes itself, I'm going to guess it probably comes, because you would know you already have an account, but it's like, hey, you should get an account. It's only $10 a month. You can watch the greatest
Yeah.
movies and TV shows or series. Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming they'll try to push the $20 one to you, like the 4K one. Yo, download the 4K accounts. Now, I don't know if like their games come with all the accounts. I've never looked into that. I'm assuming they do come with all the accounts, like even like the one with ads, that's like $8 a month. But if like I wonder like if at a certain point when Netflix becomes more popular and they do this with more games on iOS, right? Are they gonna do it to where like, oh, now only the people that pay for the $20 a month Netflix can access these games? Sorry, Gunny, you only pay the $10 a month for the hobo Netflix.
Yeah.
You don't get access to our games, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if they're ever going to get to that point, which is kind of like, I don't know. To me, like I said, that's a weird way to do your business to just lock it down like that. Where like I'm not
You
even
have the
sure.
generic subscription. That doesn't include games.
But what also was
Or-
really weird to me is like even if you'd say they own the publisher that publishes games, or they own. I don't think they own the studios. Maybe they do. But I know maybe they own the publisher or they made some kind of marketing rights, right? Or some kind of some deal with the publisher saying like we have the rights to sell your game mobilely and we're gonna lock it down to our Netflix thing. Why not sell the game to where people can just play it without a Netflix account? Like why not say, okay, you can subscribe to us and play this.
Yeah.
Or like we could sell it to you for a one-time fee of $10. You know? Like a one time. We know the game costs $20. We'll sell it to you a one time fee for $10 on mobile, and then you can play it as much as you want without a Netflix account. That's the weird part to me.
Or how about I don't know, maybe they want to keep you in that ecosystem. I don't know, something like, hey, you'll need a Netflix account, but you're not going to pay like a subscription fee. I don't know, it wouldn't make sense. I guess I would go with what you're saying.
Yeah, just like charge a one-time fee to play the game, like FTL, where I just paid $10 and I played as much as I want, right? It's just weird to me that they don't. I don't know if they. I'm not even sure if they have that option on iOS because I have a Netflix account. And I just recently got it because Black Mirror's got a new season coming out tomorrow, which I'm excited for. But I don't know, We'll see how that goes. Anyways, FTL on my iPad and shit. Besides that, on the PC front, I've been playing a lot more I played more Diplomacy is Not an Option. A lot of updates to that game recently. They just did a major overhaul to the game. It's still early access. Of course, it's not launched yet. It's not 1.0. But they added like an endless mode now where you can just go in and build forever until you die, until your castle falls, pretty much. Like the game will keep going forever. And they have different difficulties for that. The difficulty that I played it on, I got my ass kicked thoroughly within like 20 minutes. I was like, Jesus, dude. Like, I didn't have any walls up and shit. And like, I was getting like, huge armies are coming after me, dude. And like, my army was like okay size, but these were like, I'm talking like armies of like 1,000 soldiers were coming at us. And my army was like maybe 100 soldiers. So we stood no chance. And we were getting like royally fucking destroyed by these huge swarms of enemies, and so it kind of sucked. But I look forward to playing more of that. I do want to go back to Contraband Police or whatever, that Border Patrol game, but you're like the Border Patrol agent guy, because that got a huge update as well now, and they released another patch saying that they're adding gamepad support now, so you can use a controller with it. Plus, they're working on an endless mode, which is what I'm excited for in that game, because there's like an endless mode where the game goes on forever and you're just a border patrol guy that keeps ranking up in like the ranks and like gets better shit for your base. And that sounds kind of cool, right? Like you just keep upgrading, keep playing, keep catching people or whatever. Until you get fired, I guess, or you get killed. I don't know what the options are there. But yeah, I want them to do that because it's a fucking cool game. I think that game should come to consoles. I have not played it with the gamepad. I haven't played it with any controller, so I don't know how well it translates to like using an Xbox controller or a PlayStation controller with it. But I do want to try it out, and I want to get back to you guys on that because I mean, if it translates pretty well, right? If it does run well with the controller, I don't see why there couldn't be an option to just port that over to the console somehow. Obviously, the console community is not the same kind of community that plays PC games. I would say in terms of those style of games, like strategy games or like simulation games are way more popular on the PC than they are on a console. So I don't know how well it'll translate in sales, but I think it would be a cool option to have for console gamers. Because I know some console gamers do play simulation games. Because I know like those stupid games like House Flipper and Lawnmower Simulator and Power Wash Simulator,
Car Mechanic Simulator.
Those have been pretty popular on the console front, right?
Yeah.
So
they've been coming more and more.
I think there's this Contraband Police game being the way it is. It's like a simulation, but it's actually like an open world little type of game. You know, I think it'll be a cool game to have on a console. In terms of other things that I played though, and other things that I've been doing on the Steam side of things, just been playing a lot of random shit. All right, so I've been playing way more of Starship Troopers. So there's two modes, Gunny. I don't know if you know this. There's the ARS mode, which is like ARC, Recon, Search, some shit. I don't know.
I haven't played that mode yet.
That's the one you played. And then there's ARC mode, which is where there's actually like an ARC location, and you guys have to run there in the beginning. The base comes down, and then you start building the base, and then that can go unlimitedly. It could go forever. So like one thing that like the mode that you and I were playing, that mode is more like a time mode where like everything's like it's objectives, right? Like, oh, capture these generators, capture this, capture that, do whatever. And the ARC mode is more like, okay, get to the ARC comes down. Now you guys have unlimited time. Like, I don't know if it's really unlimited. I think there's like a 3-hour limit. But you have pretty much unlimited time or until you guys die to build this base up as much as you can. Because there's like 2 points where you get this blue stuff, this blue gas that you fill up, and you have to run it back to your base like in a little canister thing. And then you deposit it, and that gives you like building resources.
Okay,
and then
there's
another location where you have the yellow gas. And the yellow gas, you run to that, and you have to bring, there's like 7 or 8 of those canisters back to the ARC. And once you put the 8th canister in, once you put the last one in, it'll start a countdown. It'll be like, okay, guys, we got a swarm coming in 15 seconds. And that's the last, like I wouldn't say it's the last one because there's still like aliens coming at you when you're trying to extract. But it's like the major swarm, right? Like you got to defend the ARC while it's doing like its download thing. It's doing something. It's like it's scanning the planet or something. And like while it's doing that, you got to defend it for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then it'll say like, okay, ARC countdown in 10 seconds. Everyone get back to base. The attack's about to begin. So that's when everyone has to be ready. But the problem is here, if somebody gets the gas without the rest of the fucking team knowing that you're going to get the gas and you start putting that shit in and then you activate that and the rest of the team was not ready, then that can go really bad for the team, right? Like you guys are fucked because like
right.
Nobody if like everyone's not back at base when that attack starts, you're gonna die. You're gonna die outside the base. Like there's no way you're gonna survive. You might make it really close to the base, but you're not gonna get into the base because there's just too many aliens spawning every like 2 seconds. There's like a new swarm of them spawning, dude, and there's so many of them. So, but anyways, this game, what I love about it is the community around it, the community that's actually playing it. Every time I'm in there, there's people talking. Every time I'm in there, like I've played with some really good teams. Like one team, man, we were alive literally for like 45 minutes just building this base up, right? We like upgraded everything. We literally built everything that you can build. Even though we had even like some of the blue stuff left over, like building resources left over, we couldn't build anymore because we had used up all the things that, because there's like, you can put up 4 of the gun turrets, you can put up like 4 bunkers, like so many walls, like 30 walls and like 15 walls with the ramps. And like, 30 of the little baby walls, and like you can put up 6 of the big doors up. Like there's only so many things you can put up, right? And like the buildable area that you're in. But we had built everything, Gunny. We had everything. I'm telling you, dude, this space was like
all the towers.
This space was fucking sick, dude. We had like triple wall layers. We had like the outer wall, the inner outer wall, the fucking third wall back. We had electric fences. We had bunkers. We had machine gun turrets everywhere. We had the fucking bunkers in all the locations. We had all the doors locked down. We had the ark set up with like a bunch of walls around it and bunkers. And dude, that fight was intense as fuck. Those aliens, by the time we were like at the end of that, we were at infestation level 5, which is like the highest, but I think it does go up to like 7. Cause they're like doing like these secret like secret testing in the game where like some people they'll make the game really easy for like the first 30 minutes. And then they just fucking hit you with everything they have, right? And that's what they fucking did to us, right? For like the first 30 minutes, dude, there was like barely any aliens. We had like 2 squads. We had one squad going to the Alpha location, and we had my squad, which was going to the Bravo location. And we had like maybe 5 people per squad, and then we had the rest of the team stay back at base, right, to defend the base while we're out there doing the gas extraction. We were getting all the materials, all the building resources, and we were like pretty efficient, dude. You know, we'd get out there, start the little thing up, and start doing the thing. We got the building materials, and then we're okay. We all got everything. All right, boys, let's head back. And then we'd all run back as a squad back to the base, and then we cover each other, you know. And we got a pretty good system down. And then all of a sudden, we're like, this is kind of easy. Like, what's going on here? And one guy was like, oh fuck. He's like, we're the test dummies. And we're like, what are you talking about, dude? And he's like, bro, I've seen this before. He's like, they make the game really easy for the first half. And you think you're going to win. So you're like not really thinking about building a big base. And then all of a sudden they fucking hit you with like the highest levels of enemies they have. Like a lot of them. He's like, we better have that base super built up. So we started building the fuck out of the base, dude. And holy fuck, even though we had like the base, like all these walls built, Gunny, the fucking aliens were still getting through, dude. By the end of that level, like by the time the arc was down to like 30 seconds left to like finish the scanning or whatever the fuck it was doing, the aliens were like inside the base that we built. Like they were right there at the doors of the arc, dude. We were like trying to hold them off. It was insane, dude. Everyone's shooting rockets, grenades. Everyone's just trying to fall back layer by layer, right? And we're just trying to fight these things. And it was insane. It was like the movie, bro. Have you ever seen Starship Troopers where they're all just getting fucked up by the bugs?
Yeah.
It was
that. So much fun.
It was that in game mode. It was fucking intense. And everyone's screaming. Everyone's like, fuck! The north wall just fucking fell. The north wall. And we're like, okay, fuck. We got 2 people headed to the north wall. And then you got like guys falling, moving. Okay, you 2 go over there. And then you send the 2 guys over there. And then you hear screaming from the other side. Oh, fuck. They broke down the bunker on the south side. And you're like, oh, fuck. They're breaking. And then you try to get to the other side now. And then they're like, oh, fuck. Everyone's fucking screaming. And like, oh, we need to get repairs up on that bunker. And everyone's fucking screaming, trying to repair shit. It's fucking intense. And then what was cool, though, about that was that we were all still alive, right? That everything, you know, we got the scan done, and it's like, okay, you know how the guy's like, okay, I'm coming in for extraction, you know, and then, you know, you wait for the little spaceship to come down to extract you. Well, this fucker was kind of far away, dude. He was across this bridge, so we had to run across this bridge, but I tell you what, this team was like the best team I've ever fucking played with, dude. Like literally on any game.
With SEAL Team 6 or
literally,
what?
These guys were SEAL Team fucking 6, okay? These guys were like the motherfuckers that killed Osama bin Laden. These guys were on top of their shit. All right? Because we're like running, and I'm with like the second group of guys that left. So the first guys take off running. They're the hunters. They're the ones that run really fast. They're like way ahead of us. But then like, they kind of cleared a path for us, and we're running on the second wave, and then there's a third wave behind us of soldiers running. And like what we're doing is the first guys got to the bridge, they kind of cleared out the first entrance of it, and they turn around and they start shooting. We run past them, and then we set up right behind them, and then we start shooting. And then the third guys come in, and then like we keep moving back like a fucking chain. Like we're covering each other as we're moving back on the bridge. Like 3 guys stay here shooting, the rest fall back. Then 4 more set up, they start shooting, the rest fall back, and like we all made it out. I was like, holy fuck! I even told them, I was like, I've never played in any game that I've ever fucking played with a team so goddamn efficient. Like a bunch of strangers, and everyone was on top of their shit. Like everyone knew what to do, and everyone was playing the fucking objective. It was
Everyone's using
nuts.
a mic, right? That's the key. Yeah. That's another key to the
and
success.
even the people that weren't using a mic, they like fell in line. Like they knew what to do somehow. You know what I mean? That was the crazy part about it, because there was maybe a few people that weren't using a mic, or maybe they had a mic, but they weren't talking.
They could hear, right? But they weren't, yeah.
Yeah, but they were on top of their shit too, man. It wasn't like, oh, we got the dumb guy over there just fucking breaking walls down or whatever, Like, no, dude, these motherfuckers were on top of their shit. It was kind of wild, and I really am enjoying the fuck out of that game. Like, I really, really recommend Starship Troopers highly to people. It's kind of repetitive. You might get
that makes me think about, like, in that second mode you were talking about, where it would be cool to, like, if they had like almost like a raid, not a raid, but still more like a, still in that survival element of things, like maybe defend a second base before an extraction or something different.
They are adding different modes. They're adding a third mode to the game, which is a new mode. They're adding a new map to it, they said. And they're also adding Horde mode. Horde mode is next, they said. So they're adding a Horde mode, which is next. They're adding another mode, which is like a different mode, they said. And I think they're adding PvP as well. So there might be
that would be cool, right? Bugs versus humans? That would be sick.
I don't know if it's bugs versus humans or humans versus bugs. I don't know how that works. Because PvP could be like soldiers versus soldiers.
Yeah, team deathmatch or something.
Then there's bugs in the match as well or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they could do that, or like maybe you're right. Maybe they'll do it towards soldiers versus bugs, and they have bugs and soldiers. But they're also adding new bugs to the game, because I was reading the patch notes. They actually released a roadmap for it, and the roadmap is pretty decent, I would say. So it shows that Horde mode is coming, new map is coming, they said. And as well as new map, new Horde mode, and fucking like new bugs as well. They said, like, they're adding super bugs, like bigger bugs, stronger bugs, faster bugs, and like different style of bugs. So right now they got like 3 bugs or 4 of them. They got the little baby ones. They got the regular, like just the regular one, right? Like the bug that you see in the movie, like the ones that are big, like the ones that walk around and bite people or whatever. They got those. They got the mortar bugs, the ones like the big blue ones that shoot like the mortar things that they could be like 10 miles away and be shooting at you or whatever. They got those in the game, and then they got like the sniper. We call them the sniper bugs in the game, but they're like,
that's what I call them.
They like shoot at you or whatever, right? They got like the little laser beam thing, and they aim at you, and then they fucking shoot at you, and they're pretty fucking deadly, I'll tell you that. Those fuckers, they got those, but they're adding new ones.
Yeah, so don't think you can get on top of a tower and you're safe, people, because I tried that, and it didn't work out for me. Because you can be on the tower, but you better be moving around while you're shooting.
You're safe from the little baby bugs and the ground bugs, like the normal ones, but you're not safe from the mortar bugs or like the sniper bugs at all. Like, you're not safe from those fuckers at all. And like, I've noticed that the regular bugs now, they're kind of smarter, dude. They kind of climb up on things now too. Like they will get on top of a fucking bunker somehow if they can. Like, if there's a ramp up there or something, they go up ramps now and shit. Like, they know how to climb too. Like, they will come after your ass. If they can climb to a certain spot you're at, they will climb up there to get you. But yeah, the mortar bugs, they're the deadliest, of course, because if that mortar hits near you, you're dead automatically. Like, it's automatic death. Like, I don't even think there's a
I think that's what hit me the last time, because I was like, how did I just die? I don't even know. Like, I must have hit by mortar.
But those guys, I noticed that they tend to target, like, areas in the bunker. Like, if you're in the bunker somewhere and they're shooting the mortars, you better, like, get the fuck out of the bunker, or, like, try to find a spot they're not trying to shoot, because they'll start hitting the bunkers, and they'll start hitting like the walls. If you're standing on a wall, they'll shoot at the wall and they'll blow up the wall, but then you're fucking dead because you were on the wall. Like those guys target mainly like things that you've built, right? Like defenses that you've built is what they target. But they're very deadly, dude. The problem with those bugs is they're always so far away. They're like way out there. So they're hard to get to. So like if your team isn't coordinated, just like because sometimes 4 or 5 of those fuckers will spawn at the same time. Now
you
got
have a rocket launcher or sniper weapon.
Now you got five mortar bugs coming at you. You know, they're throwing these huge mortars at you. Plus you're defending against the regular baby bugs because they're breaking into your base now because your walls are down. So like if you don't have a team that's really coordinated that can get a team out there to start attacking those bugs, like if you can't get like a squad of hunters, which is like the guys with the jetpacks, if you can't get a group of those fuckers to get together and start going out there to hunt those guys, the blue guys, like the mortar bugs, you're screwed. Your fucking team is screwed because you will lose. So this game is really like, it's not easy, man. Like people, it sounds like a stupid easy game, Jesus. It really isn't. It really is a hard game. It will you will die a lot and you will get punished a lot. But eventually you get kind of good and you can get a good team going and learn how to build correctly and how to build smartly. And you can kind of get through it, sort of, sometimes.
Right, I know. Like I keep forgetting, like you can actually repair the walls, and then at some point you don't have to bother doing that. You have to focus on, surviving and
just defending. Yeah, just trying to shoot.
Defending. Yeah.
But
at first, you can definitely repair walls. I mean, I suggest it.
No, everyone, I suggest it too. But yeah, play that game, man. It's a really good game. Well, one of the things when I saw the PlayStation Showcase, which happened a couple of weeks ago when we weren't on the show, PlayStation Showcase happened. One of the games that reminded me so much of Starship Troopers was that Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2 looks just like...
I didn't see that trailer. I didn't watch it.
It looks just like Starship Troopers, but a little bit. Looks like a polished...
Yeah. Okay, I did. Take that back.
It looks like a polished Starship Troopers. Like, it was legitimately like, these guys are being dropped down from a pod, from the sky, like Master Chief or something. You're coming down in a pod or whatever, like in Halo, right? Like Halo ODST or whatever, like those guys.
Yeah. Dropship.
You drop down the pod, and the pod opens, and then you're out. And you attack the aliens or the bugs or whatever the fuck they are in the game. I think they're aliens in Helldivers. But they look like bugs, though. So they reminded me so much of Starship Troopers. I'm like, this is Starship Troopers, but with like 3 players only. So I guess the lame part of it is that the player count is only like really 3 or 4 players, I think. Where Starship Troopers is like 16 players in a match. I think I prefer...
What do you think that's going to be? More like a get from point A to point B?
I think so. I think it won't be... I think it won't be like Starship Troopers where it's like capture objectives and stuff. Maybe it will be like that. Who knows? But I am kind of intrigued by it just because of the trailer. It reminded me so much of Starship Troopers, and I really am enjoying that game. And I thought that game might actually be cool. So I might check it out when it comes out. But I am worried about that game because if that game comes out and it's a lot like Starship Troopers, then Starship Troopers is going to fucking die. Like it is. I'm just going to say it. It's going to die. Like it's going to be in trouble. Like if that game, because that game's coming out 1.0 already, right? Like there's no early access.
Yeah, from a big publisher.
The game is done and it's a big publisher, where Starship Troopers is like a smaller publisher and a smaller dev team, I would assume. Maybe not a AAA team, but it's still a good game. And I don't want them to really suffer that fate. I'd rather see Starship Troopers become a good big hit. I think it deserves it. I think they really are doing a good job with it because the game looks fucking great, man. It looks good for like being a smaller dev team. You know what I mean? Like you've played it, you know what it looks like.
And watching it on Twitch with somebody who has a 4090, I'm like, damn, it looks even way better than what I actually see on my screen.
Yeah, the
My
game
little
looks
Hobo
really good.
1070.
And like even I'm running it on everything maxed out, Literally I have everything maxed out on it and it looks incredible and it supports the ultra wide that I have. It works great. It runs great. I'm getting 130 frames while fighting like a million bugs on the screen. Yeah. And yeah, there's frame dips. Like when I'm extracting, the frames will drop down to like their high 50s, maybe 40s sometimes. But that's because I don't know if something to do with this with the drop ship, like the one that's picking you up. For some reason, every time I get near that thing, it's like the frame rate starts to dip a little bit. But other than that, the game runs pretty fucking good. And the only issues that I've had lately with it is the lag. Like I don't know if I'm assuming it's a player hosted match. Like,
Yeah, that's got to be it.
because there's been like lag, like in some matches, man, I've had so much lag where like I can't play. Like I'm trying to move around and like it's like a slideshow. Like
They're
it's
not
almost
dedicated servers, right?
yeah, it's almost like yeah, it's almost like it's like frame dipping, but it's not. It's like you tell it's lag, like you're trying to repair a wall and the fucking tool is not going, and then you hear zzz, and then it stops. And zzz, or like you start shooting and then you see the gun shooting, you see the gun flashing, and then you stop shooting and then you hear the gunfire. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah, there's
Like,
some delay there.
yeah,
with those.
like what's going on here, guys? And because the other day I was playing it and it was happening quite a bit, and I was like, I wonder if it's these fucking Chinese players that are in there.
There's a lot of them, huh? A lot
Yeah,
of
there's a
Asians.
lot of Chinese players.
I don't know
in
what
this
writing
game.
that is, but I'm gonna assume
Yeah,
it's
I'm assuming
Korean or
it's some Chinese shit. All right, there's a lot of Chinese players in here, and I bet those fuckers are the problem. They're connecting from fucking Asia or whatever to the West Coast fucking thing.
but
And it's
but we
not
all know, like,
great.
eventually when I think even out of early access, we're going to see North American servers and UK and Asia.
Yeah,
That'll be cool, right? We get the 3 different regions.
I'm excited for it though. I'm excited to see like the horde mode. I want to try that out. I want to try out. I think they said they're adding a new class to the game as well, like a new soldier class. Because right now there's the 3, but they're gonna add a new one and they're gonna add more weapons. They said. So yeah, I actually like the game a lot, dude. I really like that game a lot, Gunny. Like I can play that a lot, like a lot. So I recommend it, dude. And we should play it
Fun.
again. We should play it
Yeah,
again.
absolutely. I was watching. I just want to point out, I was watching IGN's official early access review earlier this week, and I was like, "Oh, let me check this out, see what they got to say about it." But it's like what they always say, Jesus. They always say it's great, it's fun, but you should wait. No, I disagree with IGN. Do not wait. Go play it now. Buy it now.
Yeah, go play it.
Yeah, they always do that. It's early access. You shouldn't play it now. No, you're missing out.
Support these developers because you really are missing out. Like the people playing this game are usually pretty cool people, and like mostly every match though, you will hear like some sort of like movie reference. Like someone's always dropping some movie line in the game. Always, dude. There's always the one guy or 2 people, or maybe the whole team, but they're always dropping like fucking movie quotes and shit. So like, if you haven't watched the movie, like I told Evan, watch it and then play the game, and you'll understand it a lot more. Like all these like random one-liners that people drop is always like movie shit, Gunny. Okay, always. There's always
Yeah, I know. I died. I was like, medic.
there's always the fucking the Eric. The only good bug is a dead bug. There's always that. There's always the people talking about their citizenship. Let's go get our citizenship, boys. There's always those people. There's always the people that are like talking to their squad, like, let's go, Hellfire Squad, they fucking, there's always the people there and they're just fucking dropping movie one-liners and shit, bro. It's fucking awesome. Play it. Fucking play it. I recommend it. It's like 20-something bucks on Steam, I think.
Definitely well worth it.
Yeah. How much is it on Steam? I gotta check it out.
I think it was 24. That's what I paid. 24, 25.
So yeah, when you bought it, Gunny, it was on sale. Actually, no, it's still $24.99.
Yeah, I didn't buy it on sale. Bought it full price, definitely well worth it.
Yeah, $24.99. The other one, the Terran Command, is $30, but that's the
RTS? Is that what that
the
is?
RTS, yeah, like
Yeah.
the fucking, yeah, it's like a.
Top down.
I didn't like that one as much. But yeah, this one is being made by a developer called Off-World Industries, and
Very fitting.
yeah, right. And that's the developer and that's the publisher as well, apparently. And they've apparently worked on games such as they made Squad, Postscriptum, and Beyond the Wire. So like really good games in terms of like shooters and like pretty good games. All these games I've never heard like people say bad things really about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially
Like
Squad and Postscriptum. I always see those games either on
yeah,
sale, posted on the front page of Steam. Those are definitely heavy PC games.
they're like heavy like realistic like usually squad based shooters, right? Like they're really
Yeah.
like they're well done. Like Squad, it's a super well done game. I always see it on sale. I always think about buying it. But I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get in there and get fucking wrecked. Like these guys
Yeah.
have been
I see
playing,
people going rogue
yeah,
all the time in Squad. All the
yeah,
time.
like these
But you
people
can
have
stick.
been playing Squad for like the last 5 years or something. I'm gonna get in there and get fucking destroyed by these guys, you know?
Yeah. But it almost reminds, you know what Squad almost reminds me a little bit of Hell Let Loose? Name of that freaking game? Like where you can definitely join up with a squad, using mics, communicating, or just go rogue if you want.
Yeah, Squad is like a Battlefield game, right? Like Call of Duty almost, but like more like Battlefield because it has vehicles and like jeeps and like tanks and shit, right?
Yeah. Do they have tanks in Squad? I can't remember if they
I
do.
think they do.
I don't know if they're full on tanks.
I know. Postscriptum has them. That game has everything. Postscriptum is fucking cool. Look,
I
I've
just saw
actually
that on
played a little
sale, by
bit
the
of
way.
that. That game was
The
actually pretty
Postscriptum.
good, man. Who was playing that in our Discord? I think Taggin, when Taggin was in our Discord. I don't know if he even listens to the show anymore, but when he was listening to us and he was playing with me a lot, he would always tell me about that game. He's like, "Fuck, bro, I've been playing a lot of Postscriptum."
Man,
Now, I don't know if Leahy was too. I think Leahy was probably.
damn, tagging like he's always on. He's on Xbox. He's on always playing something on Steam. Man,
I think Leahy was too, though. Or maybe it was Ghost Nico. One of them was playing Postscriptum a lot. And they got me to try it, and it was actually pretty fun. It was pretty hardcore. Wasn't that the game that had the VR mode as well?
Postscriptum?
Yeah, was that the game that had the VR mode?
I don't think so.
There was a game that had a VR mode. That was like a World War II VR. VR World War II games. I gotta find it. There was a game though on VR, bro, that had fucking. It was a World War II game. It was in VR. Was it Pavlov?
That was definitely on VR. I think that was.
Pavlov, I think, had a World War II like.
Yeah, was that
thing.
also on PlayStation and Steam? Can't remember.
I
Or Oculus or whatever, just on PC.
think it had. Yeah, Pavlov is the one that had like. You could drive a tank in VR in World War II. That shit was nuts. The shit was pretty fucking crazy. It was pretty hardcore, man.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Gosh, who was playing that? I know who that was now. Somebody in our community was playing a lot.
I know,
of that
yeah.
Pavlov.
Some people were playing a lot of that Pavlov. I think it was maybe Pork Chop Who.
Pork Chop Who, that was it.
Was it him that
I
was
believe
playing
so.
that?
Pork Chop Who, let us know. That was
Was it
Pavlov
you?
you were playing. I think that was on PC or if he was on PlayStation VR. I can't remember.
No, it was on PC. It wasn't on PSVR. It was definitely PC. I remember that.
I know he was streaming it quite a bit.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I've been playing a lot of these games, and that's what I play, man. You know, this is what I've been playing, and I've been enjoying the fuck out of these games, like Starship Troopers, especially, and FTL. Like, who would have thought these two games have really hooked me, dude? Like a lot. Like, Those are my go-tos right now.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't have thought, Jesus. I would have thought you would have been like, well, it's Hobo, it's early access, it's not quite all there, it doesn't have XP. You know what I mean? But wow, I mean, I'm surprised that you're still enjoying this game.
Starship Troopers is fucking fun. Even though I maxed out my XP right now, which is like rank 5 or 6 or something. But like they have like an actual like your rank, right? Like you could become a sergeant or whatever. But then like they have like the in-game like each character has its own unlocks as well. So like you have your main rank, and then you have like each class that you play as. So if you play as the hunter, if you play as the recon support guy, or if you play as the vanguard, the heavy guy, each of those individually, whoever you play as, has their XP as well. So like if you're playing as a support class, you only get XP towards a support class, and that in turn unlocks items for that support class specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for the support class, now that I've been using that a lot more, I've unlocked like a special different grenade, like this grenade that scans the aliens and it shows them up as red. Like they show up as red for everyone on your team, and they take more damage when they're scanned. There's also new weapons you can unlock for each class if you play as the classes or whatever, and like perks you can unlock for them. So like the game actually has a pretty good progression system, and I haven't fully unlocked everything that's there yet, but I've unlocked like the last gun for the support class that they have in there right now. But there's like I want to say like 7 or 8 more slots for guns. So it seems like they're going to be adding a lot of content to this game because there's a lot of slots that are locked that it says like not available in early access or something like that. Like they're there, but it says this item, like it doesn't show anything, and it says this item will be available eventually, but it's not in early access, not right now or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
again,
they're going to be adding it.
Then again, you are into Ready or Not, which is still early access, so still a good shooter.
Ready or Not is fucking great too. I actually played a little bit of that a few weeks ago, and that game is still going, dude, and it's still like really good. I guess what I like about these games is that it really like they're so hard to play like without talking. You know what? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. You could just get into a match and never talk to anybody and still do like okay. These games force you to talk to your teammates. Like even if you're not talking, you gotta like be listening to what they're saying, because if you fucking stray off by yourself and Ready or Not, you're gonna get ambushed. You're gonna get killed, probably. It's the same thing in Starship Troopers and like these games, right? That like you gotta be listening to your teammates, or you gotta be communicating. Like, all right, guys, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Let's breach the house, but let's breach it through the back door. Let's not go to the front. You know what I mean? Like these games force you to fucking play tactically and like as a team. Whereas Call of Duty and shit, it doesn't matter. You just get in there by yourself and you can still do all right, you know what I mean? You could just camp or whatever and do fucking good, you know? Like, you don't have to be a team player in those games. In these games, you kind of have to.
Yeah, for the fun factor, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for the immersion factor, too.
Speaking about a game that communicates, Jesus, like another old game that me and you keep going back to is World War Z. I think we played last week together again.
Yeah.
On that after, I think we didn't record, but we played that.
Now, let's talk about that and get into what you've been playing. But we played some World War Z, Gunny, and me and you finally did I want to say the last cruise ship mission where you're actually on the cruise ship.
That was new to me. Yeah, I've never done that mission.
That was new to me as well. That was a DLC mission that I know got released. I want to say maybe 6 months or 4 months after the game was out. They released that as a free DLC mission, like it was added to the game for free. So we played that, and that was a lot of fun. We kept dying at first a lot. It was just me and you.
What skull number difficulty did you? I can't remember what you had it on at first. Was it 4?
4 or 3?
Man,
like the hardest one that I had unlocked.
I don't think I guess if the people we were in Discord, but the people we played with, they weren't very good at it. So we were like, yeah, let's, after like the 5th try, knocked it down to 3 skull difficulty and was able to breeze through it. yeah, that was a ton of fun. But then I think later we had a couple other guys. There was that guy Roberto. I remember his name
Roberto?
because he was like level 99 or 999 or something, like fully
Yeah,
maxed
level
out.
999.
Yeah,
This guy, okay, listen, this guy
that was
came in
funny.
there, bro. This guy came in there and he was like a fucking savior to us. We kept getting wrecked. And this motherfucker shows up out of nowhere. We don't even know who this guy is, right? He just shows up like fucking SEAL Team 6. He's like the fucking Terminator, right? This guy just shows up and he starts rezzing us, shooting us with stim bullets or whatever, like giving us these like stamina boost or whatever. He's fucking doing that like every 2 seconds. He's fucking healing everybody, and he's just carrying the team, dude. He's like, that dude was a god. He was so fucking good at the game.
Even when we had that one clown who was like, how he ended up on the other side of the fence, he was just kind of goofing off, and we still did it with like 3 players. But man, I think the most epic part was when we were at that where the helicopter pad is. We were on the rooftops or whatever.
Yeah,
man, but you couldn't go up to the pad itself. You can get on the stairs, and it kind of showed like there were some people up there, but some AI characters. But man, that was just like insane right there, because they were just zombies just coming from like 2 different directions, and I was screaming.
That's the one where we had. That's the one we had to rescue that guy, right, for the CIA or something. The guy.
Yeah, that's right. He was standing up there, like I guess he was safe, but it's cool. Like when somebody like even just throws a grenade, I don't think it like hurts you, but you just hear that thing just boom, right, and just zombies are flying out everywhere and fucking gunfire, and gosh, it was just insane. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I'm excited to play more of that actually, because that was
it was
a lot
cool.
of fun.
It was cool watching Roberto because he knew we're like, oh, there's a weapon over here, and this is where.
Yeah, this is where the zombie vial is thing. Like
the C4 to unlock the special door to get more weapon. Depending on what's in that room.
He knew everything, dude. He had everything down.
That was nice.
He knew where the shit was. It was cool following that dude because he knew the game.
We should have upped the difficulty because I think we were only earning like 400 coins or points or whatever for each round.
I couldn't because I was the host, and it only goes to how high the host has beat before.
Yeah.
So I've only done like that difficulty, like the 3rd level. Like I think now that we've done that 3rd level, I can up it to the 4th level or the 5th now, the 4th or 5th.
Nice.
But I think it's every time you beat it, like the next time you come back around to that map, you can go up 1 level higher. So now we'll be able to do that at a harder difficulty. But it wasn't easy for us. Like even at that difficulty, it was not easy.
No, I kept going down and that's it for me. Like I got to respawn. And there was a time where I did respawn. I'm like, oh shit, are they going to make it with 3 guys? But that Roberto dude just came in and was like, yeah, I got you. I'll pick you up. No problem. Or you did or whatever. And the other guy stayed alive. It was insane.
He was the fucking savior of that match. He saved us because we would have never beat it without him.
But oh shit, another oh shit moment, Jesus, was where the dude was repairing the van or something, right? That's what he was redoing. You had to go get car parts for him, and then you're like, Gunny, look over there, and it's almost like you can see in the distance where it was just a fucking sea, like just a river of zombies just coming out down into this thing. Just like. Oh my gosh, no way are they going to actually come up here. This is impossible. We're not going to make it. But it
was literally like the mountain was covered with like ants, but it was zombies. That's what it was. It was like you're looking at an anthill with a bunch of ants, just a million ants coming out of it. It was like that, but a bunch of zombies running at us.
It was a cinematic within the game. It was just, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was like, holy fuck.
Like, forget the van. Let's just run.
Forget the van. Just put a bullet in your head. You're going to die anyways.
Yeah. Might as well put your gun down.
Yeah, you might as well just shoot yourself right now.
I don't have enough, bullets in this gun to shoot fast enough. It was nuts. But I was able to upgrade my guns. I think my pistol and my silenced Uzi, whatever I was using at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that.
What else are you playing, Gunny?
Yeah, so it's funny when we were talking about iOS and iOS games, something I never talk about, but I do play games on the iPad. And I was getting into Mario Mario Run and Mario Kart earlier this week. I think I just play that every week. I just get into those games, or I'm always playing something mobile on the iPad. Not on the iPhone so much, but definitely on the iPad. But yeah, I mean, as far as console and stuff, what have I been playing on here? Well, it probably a lot of Project Zomboid, definitely on playing a lot of that on Steam. For what, I had a lot of work this week, but definitely found time for that game. More mods and just more creative mode, which I found yesterday. I was like, oh, I know what this is now. So now I can take my base and, put different cosmetics around it. I've been doing that, Jesus, like where it's like, okay, if there's going to be an invasion, I'm ready for it, So I'm just putting up different structures and all kinds of shit. So more creative and just going out scouting and looting houses and buildings, and oh my god, there's a gun store. I got to get in the gun store and take a trailer, load up as many guns as I can possibly with it. And just getting that base ready. I think it's not like there's going to be like a 7 days to die situation, but you never know, right? I almost like created this thing in my mind where it's like, it's coming, I want to be ready for it if there is. So, still using a lot of melee weapons. I will take, whether it's an assault rifle or handgun with me, and, I'll load up a couple mags. But of course, that's always going to draw out more zombies, right? They're always going to hear it. And, eventually you're going to run out of ammo, and then you're back to just using a spike bat or a machete or metal pipe or something, and that's when I get into real trouble. So I should probably use the gun secondary, to get me out of a sticky situation. So, but so far I've been able to I just learned to just run. Not too far though, right? Because it is a simulation game where, like, you're gonna run out of breath and you're gonna overheat and feel nauseous, and then you're hungry again, and but yeah, just enough to where I can get out of a horde of zombies. And then, hopefully circle around and come get my vehicle, because it's hard to just get up to your vehicle, get in it, start it, and get away when there's a bunch of zombies. Because I think they're there's just that time delay, before you will get bit. So, it's definitely not done with that game. So, a little more Dead Island 2. It's I just have enough zombies with Project Zomboid that Dead Island 2 is just like, all right, kind of zombied out, but I'm inching my way through that game. So I don't even know where I'm at. I'm still probably in the beginning of the game. So still just, working my way through that thing. So, but yeah, I think, another game I tried today on Game Pass, it came out last week, is that Railway Express 2. And I did fire it up last week, and I was like, I can't even figure out how to lay tracks down. Like, it keeps saying, like, you can't do that action right now, or that's not available. So I did watch some tutorial videos today, which were a little bit of help, I'd say. Like, I was like, oh, okay, I should probably start with the tutorial. Because it was just complicated on... a little different from the tutorial than the actual game, as far as like how you lay down tracks from station to station. So, but I think I've got it down now to where I'm pretty confident that I can just go into a game now, and I'll probably just go with, I think there's like a story mode, and then there's like an endless mode, and I don't know if there's different levels of like difficulty with it. But really you're just connecting, you lay down the station, and, let's say in the tutorial, they're using like California. So pretty familiar with, Sacramento, San Francisco, Redding, California. And so when you lay like down the station, it'll automatically like move the town around a little bit, so that, it'll show like the roads and buildings and stuff, which is pretty cool. And you can rotate the tracks or the station, to point whichever direction you want. So, but everything costs money in this game, of course, right? So you've got a budget, and that might be an issue for me, Jesus, because when I play like something like a city Skylines type game, yeah, I'm all about creative, I never really want to mess with money and budgets and all that stuff. So I might just go ahead and just do like the creative mode or the endless mode it's called. So I'm gonna, hopefully there's a baby mode for that, because that's one thing I never really want to deal with is the budget and how much is my income and what are my expenditures, because this game goes really deep, especially with it a tutorial. Like the last tutorial is talking about how, for each employee, how much do they get paid, and how many hours a day do they work. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. There's all kinds of different little mini games within it where there's sabotage right between you and your competitors. So the people that own the different rail lines, or railway stations, I'd say, where you can pay for saboteurs. Jesus, you can go up to your your neighbors to the north, and the more money like you put into a saboteur, right, the better chance of success you have at fucking up their fucking rail lines. So, and it's cool. Like they'll come on they're like, you fucking ruined my train lines, you son of a bitch, right? So it's like, okay, cool. So they can't use their, their rail lines for like 25 days or something.
Oh man.
But again, that's part of the budget. So yeah.
So it's okay.
It's okay. Again, I think next week, hopefully, I'm gonna try that endless mode. I was watching a YouTube video today, and I can't remember if it was like unlimited money or whatever. I think
should I play this game? Is it worth? How much is it?
So one of the things they were talking about, it is a Calypso. It is made by Calypso, and they said which makes Tropico, but it's not Tropico. It doesn't have that feeling of Tropico to me.
Tropico is like it's a simulation game, but it's very comic driven.
Yeah, there you go. There's a good word for it. I was trying to figure out the difference.
It's like a more humorous game. I mean,
yeah,
it is dark though.
Not.
Like Tropico does have its like you can fucking murder people and like put them in dungeons and like beat the shit out of them and then murder their whole family and arrest everybody. Like yes, you can do that in Tropico, but it is more of a comic, right? Like the fucking advisor you have is like Penultimo or whatever is his name. He's like super fucking stupid sometimes. Like he's like, "Oh, Presidente," like, "Oh, I fucked up." Like, what do we do here? And it's like, "Oh, well, shut up." Like, you fucking export the cheese, motherfucker. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do? Like.
But maybe this game does, right? Because I haven't played like a full playthrough.
I think I'll get really into this game, Gunny. Not even bullshitting you. Like this looks like a Jesus game.
It might be because again, I think Tropico is definitely up your alley. Where this one, it didn't talk anything about any kind of trade agreements between you and your competitors.
I ain't trading shit with them. I'm fucking taking them out of business, bro.
But you're definitely going to see that, like when you play the story, where it'll be like, "Hey, you just got sabotaged."
Sabotaged.
Like your rails got sabotaged, and then you got to put money into. I swear it talked about
who am I hiring?
Finding out who the saboteur is.
I'm fucking hiring the Pinkertons to defend my train. What am I doing here?
Yes, that's correct. You're going to have security personnel.
I'm hiring the Pinkertons to defend my train from fucking Arthur Morgan and fucking Dutch and his gang, or what the fuck's going on?
They will
here?
rob your shit, and they will ruin your track. They might ruin your station, and you can upgrade your stations too, where you can have like a hotel and a restaurant, and it'll show on there like how much it cost. And
is this game worth $30?
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth 30, but because you don't have Game Pass anymore, huh?
No.
Maybe go watch a review, see what they say about it. I haven't watched any.
Oh, hold on. I found a code for $2. Is this game worth $2?
Oh, definitely worth $10 at least, in my opinion.
Okay, so $2 is a good price. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and you can rename your stations if you want to, where they might refer to it as the OG station, but you can name them whatever you want. I don't know about your character. I haven't been able to change my character name. I'm still Idris Bailey on the Rolling Thunder Rail Company. But I'm sure that was the tutorial, so maybe when I play the real game, I can actually change it around. But I'm eager to see how if it is almost like a Tropico style thing later on. But it goes deep, Jesus, where it talks about where like, oh, like Sacramento needs more meat or something and freaking cloth. So then you can change your you're not adding more lines, but you could, right? You can add like a bunch of them, but then you can say, hey, I want this train to have more of that what do they call it? Like a more
resource.
Yeah, more resources, or I forgot what they called it in the game. Because maybe you have a brewery in town. And not only that, but then you could buy the brewery. Now you own the brewery and you're making all the profits off of it. So it's a little deeper than, it goes pretty deep on the budget money thing. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Other Game Pass game I played today, Car Mechanic Simulator. You were talking about simulators earlier. So I did play that on PC on the Game Pass app. And yeah, it's not a game for me. Again, it's almost like reminding me of Power Wash Simulator where I'm like, yeah, this is work. So like the first car, they start out with a hobo car and you got to change the oil. Where, yeah, unscrew the cap. Take out all the freaking coolant, put the cap back on. It's one of those games. Lift the car up, drain the oil, bring the machine over that will drain the oil into it. But I was able to complete that, and then I was like at the end of, servicing that car. I was like, wait, now I got to do the suspension or the tires and go to a wheel balancer, and yeah, I was like, okay, not for me. It's not something I'm into. It's not fun for me. Maybe for you it is. So if you're into Power Wash Simulator, you'll like Car Mechanic Simulator. I don't know what it was. 2022, I think, is what the year of the game was called. So it seemed like they make these every year. But I'm sure eventually, Mayo, you can get a Cameo in there and work on it and probably get in there and paint it. I didn't see any painting options, but I'm sure, yeah, you could probably do that and put on better tires and better suspension and bigger engine, that sort of thing. So, but other than that, it was pretty easy to follow along in the tutorial. So, yeah, a little bit of God of War, Jesus. I'm still working my way through that game. Had to get in and play an action game today on my PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So that game looks beautiful.
Great game.
Yeah.
One of the best games on PlayStation, I would say. One of my favorite.
That and Spider-Man. Oh, I was like, I wanted to play Spider-Man today, and I was like, oh, wait, I don't... Okay, where's the disc?
Another great game. Another reason why I want a PS5.
And then on top of that, Jesus, I was like, oh, wait, I never played Miles Morales. Oh, wait. I need PS Plus for that. Crap.
Why?
Well, because it was a game, PS Plus game that came out.
Oh, damn, that sucks that you didn't.
I know, and then... But I saw it on sale for like a year, and I was like, do I want to get that?
No, just buy the game for like whatever amount of money it is.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper to buy the game. But then, yeah, I do want to play Final Fantasy VII, and it's like, should I just get a whole year of PlayStation Plus? Probably should.
You could. It's probably like, what, $50 or something?
I think it was like 60 or something, which wasn't bad. It was cheap on CD keys.
Yeah, I mean,
almost
get
pulled
that.
the trigger on that.
Why not?
Yeah. But as it speaks right now, I want to say you're probably might be doing the same thing, and that is Diablo 4. So I'm in the character creation screen as we speak.
I already played a little bit of it. The problem with me, though, was that I was getting a lot of frame rate issues. I got to get in there and fuck with my settings a little bit. I was able to get the game to run at 130-something frames most of the time. But then on cutscenes or certain areas, it would dip down to like low 40s. So I'm wondering what's going on there. I don't know if it's an optimization issue or if it's a me issue that I have too many high settings. So I gotta get in there and fuck with it a little bit. But so far, I'm almost. I think I was done with the tutorial. Maybe.
What class are you playing?
Necromancer. And I made my guy look like a weird hippie, like hipster fucking necromancer dude. But he has like cool looking devil tattoos that are blood colored. And like really white skin. So it's like Powder. You've seen the movie Powder? It's like Powder.
Yeah.
It's like Powder with long hair and tattoos that are like blood colored with red eyes. Okay, that's my guy. Okay,
Okay.
and he's running around and he's necromancing the shit out of fucking skeletons.
Nice.
And I got a lot of gear just doing that first little section. I was like, holy fuck, this is a lot of gear. But during a cutscene, okay, a cutscene where Lilith shows up, and not the first one, but like the fourth cutscene maybe or something like that. She's showing up or whatever, and like the game just crashed. It literally said like
right at the good part. Damn.
it said like game crash, send report to Blizzard. I was like, what? You fucking! I was like, that cutscene better not be skipped when I get back into the game. Like I need to know what happened there, bro. Like, it was getting good. Like she was all talking and like all the people were getting all into it. I'm like, yes, this is what I want to see. And no, all of a sudden it's like game crash. Fuck you, Jesus. You're not gonna know what happens here. And it's like, no, bro. And then I don't know what happened. So I'm gonna have to.
You know what you should do? Be like me, buy a Series X, man, and play on there.
Nah.
But then again, I haven't seen any, besides like reviews or whatever, how it's running on a Series X.
Yeah. But yeah, let's you want to get into news and talk about stuff, or what are we doing? What are we doing here?
But real quick though, guys, because I haven't even played it, but I am really excited because my Diablo 3 character was a barbarian, and I made him just like he was in Diablo 3. He's got the long hair with the blue eyes and whatever tattoos he's got on his body.
I should have made a White Walker from fucking Game of Thrones. I should have made the White Walker guy. What did you call your guy?
I don't think he doesn't have a name yet.
Well, you have to pick a name for him. Like,
okay, he doesn't have a name yet. I'm ready to finalize, but
yeah,
I know. And I've just been avoiding gameplay because every time I saw it with Ryan got the early premium edition or whatever edition it was, and then you guys are all playing like early access. It's like I don't even want to see the game. I don't even want to look at it. Besides playing the beta.
Yeah, I called my guy Apollyon. Apollyon, bro. An Apollyon is a name in Greek. That's Greek for you, Gunny.
What does it mean, man?
It's a translation from Hebrew, Abaddon, which means destruction. And doom.
Nice.
Yeah.
And hell's coming to you.
That's right. I'm bringing hell with me. All right. And I figured this guy's a necromancer. He's bringing the dead back from the depths of hell. So let's call him this. I don't know. Okay. I just looked up demon names and I found one of the cool ones. And I was like, this is a cool name. All right. I didn't want to call him Satan or nothing. He's not the devil, but he's like close to the devil. I mean, so let's do it. I guess you're fighting the devil or whatever, but you know what I mean. It's the same shit. Okay? It's all bad. We're all bad people.
Yeah. Evil versus evil.
Pretty much. I mean, right? So, yeah, I look forward to playing more of it. If anyone's playing it and wants to hit me up, I'm playing on the PC. We can cross-play for sure, because I know that crossplay across all platforms is available in this game, so you can be on a PlayStation, on an Xbox, or on a PC, and the game will crossplay with everything. So I don't know how that works. I know on the PC I can use
it's like an Activision Blizzard friend thing, right?
Is it? I have no idea.
It should pop up for me, Jesus, because we're already Activision friends or whatever, Blizzard friends.
All my Call of Duty friends should pop up on here. So if you're playing Diablo, go ahead and invite me, and I will join you, or you can join me, and we can just run through this shit. But I'm excited to play more of it. As far as I know, so far, let's look up Diablo 4. So far, the launch has been going pretty smooth. Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I heard, like right at launch, was like, "Oh, like the queue was too long or something. I was like, huh, well, you're all trying to get in at the same time.
Yeah,
It was like
literally,
last
come on.
Thursday at 4 p.m. for everybody in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Like you're all logging in at the same
Early
time.
access was last Thursday. Today at 4 p.m. was West Coast. And then respective times for the rest of the world was whatever, your time is at that time.
Yeah.
So like I think East Coast got it at 7 p.m. or whatever their time. UK got it at whatever their time was. Europe at their time. Russia and like China at their time. But yeah, if you're playing Diablo, enjoy it. It's a big game, probably the biggest game this year so far in terms of hype and anticipation, and excited. And I'm glad to see that Blizzard actually kind of delivered on their promise to have a smooth launch and have enough servers.
Yeah. I was
Like
listening to
everyone
Rod
was
Ferguson.
wondering. Everyone was wondering, man, is that going to be a thing or not? But they did it.
Yeah, they were asking Rod Ferguson. He was on Podcast Unlocked podcast last week, and I think Ryan asked him about like that second server slam. Was that planned, or was it just like a random thing? Or he was like, well, like it was like a team effort thing. That was decision made, like not a last minute thing, but it wasn't planned early because they did want things to go smoothly. So, and I think what he was alluding to was he was talking about how after the first server slam, they were like, okay, all the feedback came in. All right, let's get a second one planned before launch, even early access. So, well, I thought that was cool. Like you don't hear about those very often where they're going to do one, then they're going to do a second one. Yeah, that was cool. I think that's what made it go a lot smoother was that second playthrough, early playthrough. Server slam. So good stuff.
So speaking of Diablo, let's get into the news here. It's news time. Diablo news. Big news for Diablo players here. If you are one of the first 1,000 players to reach level 100, first 1,000 players to reach level 100, you will be getting your name added to the statue of Lilith. That's right. So if you have proof of this, you reach level 100 in hardcore only. You can reach level 100, Gunny. You tweet at Blizzard with the hashtag Diablo4 hardcore with proof of this and your gamer tag. You can get your name or your gamer tag on a statue of Lilith.
Nice.
Hardcore mode is pretty hardcore. Your death will permanently delete that character. So there's that. So you gotta play smart, Gunny. You can't get in there and just fuck around, all right? You gotta get in there knowing you're gonna die and you will die forever. And you gotta reset. So there's that. But also, speaking of that, okay.
Was that permadeath?
Yeah, character gets wiped, dies.
Damn. That was like the one achievement I never got, Diablo 3.
Speaking of this, hardcore mode is a race right now, right? First 1,000 players are trying to get there. 17 hours ago, Twitch streamer Rob2628 was the first Diablo 4 player to hit the max level, apparently. Who knows? Maybe it could have been somebody else, but he's the first one to do it publicly while streaming. So while streaming the game, he reached level 100 in hardcore using the Barbarian class and focusing on the Whirlwind skill to get there. So there's that. Twitch streamer Karn, CARN underscore, this is Twitch streamer handle, has also now reached level 100 in hardcore. So that's 2 players so far. I'm assuming this number is going to grow exponentially in the next 2-3 days. Like, I give it by the end of the week before the 1,000 players do it. I say less than a week, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably by Friday. By Friday, there will be 1,000 players that reach level 1,000 or 100 in hardcore or whatever. The 1,000 players is going to be hit. That's pretty cool. If you want your name on the Statue of Lilith, do it. I don't know where the statue is going to go. I don't know if like Blizzard is going to keep it in their office or something. That's what I'm assuming, right? Like
Definitely in the studio.
somewhere, yeah, like at the door, at the entrance. Who the fuck knows, Gunny? But that's Diablo 4 news right now for you. Another news. Apple Vision Pro is now upon us.
Bro, did
That's
you watch
right.
that? I did watch the 18-minute full video of that
I didn't.
presentation. Most of it. I didn't see the very end. It got cut out from CNET.
Right, I haven't. But Apple has just announced the Apple Vision Pro headset at its Worldwide Developer Conference, during which executives spent a long time detailing both how the hardware works and how you're meant to use it. After this event, people were able to look at the $3,499 Vision Pro itself. They couldn't use it or touch it, but they could look at it. So, this is it looks like goggles, right, Gunny? You put over your head or your face.
Ski goggles, yeah.
Like goggles, like whatever, yeah, like ski goggles or something. But, Gunny, these are AR, so augmented reality goggles. You can see through them. But with the flick of a button, it will switch them to VR. So these are both. You can actually see through them, but when you switch them, it will actually turn like the screen out, like everything, like it'll blank out the screen and like the goggles in front of you, it'll blank them out or whatever. Like it'll show like a color in front of it. And like now you're in VR. Like
yeah,
you can't see.
So one of the cool things on the presentation where let's say your family member's sitting there looking at you through the goggles, and once you go into that VR mode, it has this like Aurora type look to it that they see to show that they're in like full VR mode, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it has like a color display in the front of it, right? So they can show the people that you're not seeing through them or whatever. Yeah, there's that. So, of course, let's go to the Apple website. Fuck this website. Apple.
Yeah, it doesn't show like specs or anything that I see.
I'm looking at specs now, Gunny, okay? So, this thing, you can pretty much like display anything in the world in front of you, like anything that Apple supports on their phone or whatever. You can pull it up and view it in real life, like on the wall, on your desk, etc. You can look up articles. You can read TV news or whatever. You can watch TV on the wall or whatever. But some other cool things you can do, Gunny, is like say you're at an event, like say in any kind of event, a concert, a memorial, a parade, whatever, and you're wearing these goggles, you can record that said event, right? And you can, at any time in the future, once that event is over, you can replay that event and you can see like in VR that event happen. So say you're like at a birthday party, right? And you're sitting at the table and everybody's singing happy birthday to whoever's birthday it is. You can record that event and look around the room and record everything around you. And everything that you see, the 12 count, because it has like 12 or 13 cameras on it. I think it's 12. It'll record everything in front of you, like 180 degrees. And then you can relive that moment, Gunny. You can go into the, like in the
I didn't
future.
see that part.
Yeah, you can,
Video.
It'll replay that moment for you and it'll feel like you're there because, I mean, it's exactly what you saw when you were there. That's kind of nuts. That's cool as shit right there, right? But yeah, it can display things on your desk, etc. So each eye, I guess, screen on the eyeballs that you can see in VR will be a 4K display. It has spatial audio as well. So like, say you do that, Gunny. Say you record a room, right, where somebody's singing happy birthday to somebody. The audio that you're recording in that room, when you play it back, it will sound just like you're in that room when you're looking around. So if you look to the right, the person to your right will sound louder. If you look to the left, the person to the left will sound
That's
louder.
cool.
Because it's like actual spatial audio that it's recording as well. And it can also play back spatial audio.
Isn't that DHT or something like that?
That's
That's
fucking
pretty sick.
cool, right? Like, that's really cool. Like, I've played games in VR before because I've owned Oculus Rift, right? So I played games in VR that fuck around with that spatial audio shit, which is pretty cool. I've even played games that are on my like my regular monitor that have spatial audio, which is pretty cool. And even watch videos that have spatial audio. But knowing that they're doing this in the VR, that's fucking cool, man. And like you can record moments like that and relive them. That's
In
really
4K?
fucking
Yeah,
cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I I think one of the
Yeah.
cool features, Jesus, I really liked, I was really taken aback from was where it shows the woman in there, like where she's just on the couch and, she's got that like Mac OS style type display in front of her, but it's in real time. Like you can, you see your living room and she's simply just using her fingers that are just rested on her legs, like she's just moving her like her index finger and her thumb to kind of, because once you're looking at, let's say, your email or your messages, and then she's just using her fingers to like pop it open, like barely using her fingers. It was like, whoa, like where's the camera? Like, is it on the wall in front of her? Is there two of them? What's going on? How does it see her fingers? Like, yeah, like it's all done through the headset. They can, I guess, as long as it can see your fingers moving, it doesn't require any other controllers
Yeah.
or a mouse or any other gadgets, and I thought, oh, that's so
Um,
cool.
as far as this goes, it has precision eye tracking with LEDs inside the headset and the eyeballs. Each eye sensor has LEDs and infrared cameras inside of them that will project invisible light patterns onto your eyeball. This will provide ultra precise input without you need to hold any controllers. And it has a sophisticated sensor array of cameras, Gunny. Okay, all right. To provide precision head and hand tracking, so head and hand tracking, and real-time 3D mapping. That's right. That's right.
Damn.
All
Wow.
right. This will also come with optic ID. So when somebody puts on your headset, they can't use it. Say you were watching like something private or you were reading a private email on there and you take off the headset for a bit and like, I don't know, Gunny, you don't want your wife to see that email. And then she comes and puts on your headset. The headset won't let her log in because it'll recognize the iris pattern. So it's kind of like Touch ID, right? Like your fingerprint on
Yeah.
your phone or like your Face ID. Well, this now has iris ID, which I think they call it optic ID, which scans your eyeball.
I could have some secret photos on there. I could have
Yeah,
been scanning
exactly.
through
Yeah,
for educational
yeah,
purposes, and yeah.
exactly, Gunny. All right, but it looks fucking cool, man. And I really want to. I want to play with one of these. It has a LiDAR scanner, a true depth camera. It has a thermal system, so it can be quiet and comfortable on your head.
And 100 iOS games at launch. So, which was cool was where, let's say you are playing an iOS game, you can take that screen to as small as you want to as large as you want. You want to take up the whole wall in the room, you can do that too.
Yeah. You can navigate apps by just looking at them because, like I said, it knows where your eyeballs are looking at and what they're focusing on at the time. So, like, instead of moving your head to like move to the left or the right, like if you're looking at the app store or the app screen, instead of looking left to right, like moving your neck or whatever, you just move your eyeballs and it'll know like which app you're looking at. That's pretty nuts. Pretty nuts,
Got
Kenny.
a
Yeah.
what is that called? Where you just What am I thinking of, Jesus? Where you just use your voice to open up an app or
It
move
has
something.
that too. Yeah, it has
Yeah.
voice command bullshit.
There we go.
Yeah, man. But it's not at a cheap price. $3,500.
I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh. A little cheaper than the new Mac, but
I mean, I really hope that at some point Apple ditches the iPhone and just makes these. I think that's the future.
man, you could
I
be.
think I think 15 years from now, instead of having iPhones, everyone's going to be wearing these.
Wouldn't it be cool 5 years from now, Jesus? It's now,
I could
because what's
see
an iPhone? What is it? $1,000?
Yeah.
Right? Which none of us pay for. We just do it through our
Phone
cellular
carriers.
subscriptions.
Yeah.
They could be like, hey, upgrade to the headset, and they've got it down to $1,500. Because this is a pro. This is a pro version. So what about a hobo version?
I
we
don't
have
see a
that?
hobo version, but I see the next model being cheaper. Like them coming out, I don't know, 3 years from now and saying Apple
2,000.
Pro Vision 2 is now 3,000. And then the last version, the last model, okay, we've dropped that down now to 2,000. Okay.
Maybe it doesn't have the
And
4K
then-
playback or
No,
Yeah.
it will. It'll have it because by then 4K, it'll be cheaper to make that.
or just
it'll
a
still
smaller
have. It'll
hard
still
drive
have the
space.
features. Yeah, it'll still have all the features. It's just now cheaper to make those features. But it'll have new features too. It'll have like, oh, now we have newer eye tracking or better eye tracking or
Yeah,
whatever.
that next generation will be even better, cheaper.
That's one thing about Apple. They always innovate just a little bit, enough to get you to upgrade, but not enough to make it too expensive.
Yeah.
And I think
So-
they've learned that with the iPhone, like how to do it to where they upgrade just enough to make the things faster, better, a little bit better. Not too much better, just a little bit better, but enough to get you to want to upgrade to that.
Do you see these? I mean, I don't know how many companies you can see that are going to use these at work. I mean, because that's mainly what its focus was for the workspace.
Yeah. It's definitely a workspace thing, but I can see this becoming a normal thing, man. I'm telling you, I can see this replacing the iPhone.
Yeah, because it
20
looks like
years
you
from
can
now,
walk down the
15 years
street
from
with
now.
this thing.
Yep.
I don't know what the cone of vision restrictions on it are, but can I
Battery
cross a
life.
busy New York City street with this?
Yeah.
know, There's a car coming. high speed.
How long before we hear that story? A guy dies by
driving his
crossing the
Tesla
street
with the fucking
with the fucking vision headset on.
on. Yeah,
And this guy crashed his car. He fucking sideswiped the semi because
he was trying to drive with his eyeballs and didn't work.
I give it 6 months before we hear that story coming out. Guy was trying to cross the street in Los Angeles and fucking was playing some fucking VR game or something. Didn't fucking know where he was walking to, and he fucking walked into the street or something. Got fucking hit by a car.
Got hit by a Tesla.
It's gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks very, very good. Very high tech piece of device. I look forward to it.
$3,500.
Yeah, another news. Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding is coming to Mac OS. That's right. So, Hideo Kojima has now revealed that Death Stranding Director's Cut is coming to the Mac later this year. And any future Kojima production games will also be available on the platform. Though that doesn't clarify if Death Stranding 2 is really going to be on there or not. Yeah, Death Stranding is coming.
Real quick question here, Jesus, because I don't think I've ever owned a Mac, but I understand how it works with Windows, and Windows works with Steam, and so I mean, is it? And I know that not all games on Steam work on a Mac that's not running Windows. Did I get that correct? Because they're not all compatible, or they don't make them compatible.
Wait, what did you say?
Okay, so for the Mac, right? Let's say you own a Mac and it doesn't have a Windows style type thing. From what I understand, and I could be completely wrong on this, but maybe not all Steam games work on a Mac. Is that
That's
how that
true.
works?
Yes.
I've seen that before, and I wasn't sure. So okay, so if I want to go get I don't know. I guess I don't own a Mac. I don't even know. So it would probably just say not available or whatever. I don't know how the number
Yes,
of
Gunny.
games.
I've owned a Mac before. I've owned a few of them, and pretty much it's own OS. They don't use Windows on a Mac. Mac uses Mac
Yeah.
OS.
But I know you can install it, right? Depending on
You
know, how
can. You
powerful
can
your device
definitely.
is.
No, you could definitely. You can install Windows on pretty much anything, right? As long as it has a fucking hard drive and a goddamn CPU of some kind, Windows and Linux will run on it. You can install Linux and Windows on a Mac, and you can have like a dual boot thing where like it boots into both. So like it'll boot into Mac OS and then it'll boot into Windows as well. You can do it that way. You could do it to where it'll boot into Linux or into Mac at the same time. Like it'll do dual boot with that. But Mac OS is pretty integral to the part of the Mac. So if you're just playing a Mac or you're using a Mac for whatever reason, and you want to play these games, they will not be available to you. But who knows what the performance will be like? You know, I mean, I think that's all based on the type of Mac that you have. Macs can be, I guess, okay in terms of like graphics power, but they're not really utilized for gaming.
Yeah, I would think, right? Because everybody I see uses them for school, whether it's high school or college.
Most Macs are utilized for like graphic design or like video editing, photo design, graphic design, shit like that. But I mean, they are like powerful machines. They're not like
they're not cheap either. I've seen the prices on some of those.
Well,
they range from like
cheap. They could be up to
decent to.
I think that the most expensive Mac is like 30,000.
Okay, I was looking at the article today and I saw the one for whatever it was. It was 6,500 or some crazy shit. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a little too much.
You know what? I'm gonna go see how much a Mac is right now. I'm gonna go to their fucking website, try to buy one. All right, let's go. Let's go to
Mac. They had them for like I don't know because they had them laptop style, Mac. Right? Or desktop.
I'm looking at the Macs, Gunny. Okay?
Which is that full screen?
Motherfucker, you! I'm looking at the goddamn Macs right now. It's fucking thin. It's pretty thin. It's just like a all-in-one, right? It's a thin ass, like just one screen. It's thin. There's no like tower or anything with it.
Right, all in one.
So this thing, just a base model cost. How much is this? Mac M1 with 2 ports. Cost. This is only giving me the monthly price. I want the full price.
But they had the M2 out now, right? Which was, I don't know if that was announced today or has been out.
So, why does it say like per month? I don't want to finance this. I guess they know, like
you would have to finance that thing.
You're too hobo to own this. Just have to finance it.
Don't even bother. We're not even going to show you the price.
All right, hold on. Look, buy now.
Like buying a new car.
Yeah, okay. All right, the 8-core CPU and 7-core GPU with 256 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, a 24-inch display, which is a 4.5K Retina display, has 2 Thunderbolt ports, and USB 4 ports, I guess 2 of each. This one costs, so this is like the lowest one you can get. The 24-inch lowest base model, the M1, is $12.99. And then the step up from that is the 8-core GPU with the 8-core CPU. That one is $14.99. And then the 8-core CPU with 8-core GPU with 512 gigs of storage. It comes with 2 Thunderbolt ports and USB 4 ports, and then 2 USB 3 ports, and it has an Ethernet port. So the base model doesn't even have an Ethernet port. Fuck.
What are the Thunderbolt ports? What are those?
That's like that's the iPhone. Not the iPhone.
Oh yeah. That's right. Because I'm thinking I know what that is. Yeah.
It's the Apple equivalent of like a USB-C.
The USB. That's
Apple
what
version.
I'm actually looking at it right now. So it's connected to my iPad. Yeah, it's a USB. But it does charge pretty quick. They
All
are
right,
pretty efficient
listen.
at that.
So if you want the top model here, the big dog, okay, it's going to be $1,699 or $141.58 a month for 12 months. All right, but you can get in like cool colors, man, in blue, green, red, pink, silver, gold, purple. Okay. All right, Gunny, you get that. But let me tell you about the new Mac Pro. Okay. This is the big dog, Gunny. This is the one you want if you're a fucking pro guy. All right.
I want it all.
You want this one, Gunny? Gunny says he wants the Mac Pro. He goes and tells his wife, I want the Mac Pro.
I just won the lottery. I want the
Okay.
Mac Pro.
You want the one that's the most high end, Gunny. The M2 Ultra with 24 core CPU and the 76 core GPU.
Whoa.
With a 32 core neural engine, a 1 terabyte SSD, 64 gigs of RAM. Okay, with the stainless steel frame with the feet. It comes with the Magic Mouse and the Magic Keyboard with Touch ID and a numeric pad. Okay, let me upgrade your memory here, Gunny. You want 192 gigs of memory. That's how much RAM it's in there. Okay, so you want 192 gigs of RAM, Gunny. You want 8 terabytes of SSD, Gunny. Gunny says he doesn't want the stainless steel with feet. He wants the stainless steel frame with wheels. Okay, so Gunny goes for that one. Gunny adds the Magic Mouse and the trackpad. And Gunny adds some software called Final Cut Pro, which is some editing software, but Gunny needs it. And Gunny adds the Logic Pro. I don't even know what that is, but he adds
big or go home.
He adds it for $200 more. Okay, Gunny is at the checkout lane right now at fucking Apple Store. Okay, he's telling his wife, we're buying this. We're not gonna eat any food for the next year. We're gonna eat ramen noodles all year long for this. All right, and Gunny spends $1,070.66 a month for 12 months, or he goes all in and just pays for it straight up for a total of $12,847.98.
Wow. That's when the wife says, you need a new wife. Goodbye.
All right, listen, Gunny, but that was just the tower, okay? Listen, you say you want to buy a fucking display with this as well, because you're not going to just buy the tower, right? So you buy the Pro Display XDR with nano texture glass, okay? Not the standard glass.
I like those.
You want the nano textured glass, and you want the Pro stand for it, and the Visa mount adapter. Okay, Gunny, now you're going to spend another $599 a month, or $7,197.
Another $7,000. Jeez.
That's for the display. So in total, Gunny, you'll spend about $20,000 for this fucking monster of a computer.
Damn.
But hey, man, you got 192 gigs of RAM in that bitch. I bet you it's super fast.
That would be quick.
Yeah. Or you could just buy the Mac Studio, which is like the baby version. Starts at $1,999.
Yeah,
but yeah, all these Macs are pretty like expensive. Like every Mac is expensive, bro. Like, but hey, they work. That's the thing about Apple. Like their shit just works, right? Like,
that is true. I've seen like the $2,000 version. One of a.
I wonder, like,
ad.
There's also a Mac Mini, which I used to have a Mac Mini back in the day as well. This is like a baby Mac, so it's like a little tiny box, Gunny, but it's a computer.
Those.
It's a Mac, and you can actually just plug it into like a HDMI monitor or whatever. These are actually pretty affordable. These are. I'm looking at them right now. Like even the high end one is only. I mean, it's only right. It's only $1,299. The base one is $599. So there's that. So you can actually get in on a Mac for $600.
My kid will be going to college in the next couple of years, right? He'll probably want a MacBook Pro.
Get him a Mac Mini, and then just get him like a monitor and like a keyboard. You could attach any keyboard and mouse to it. You can also buy the Apple keyboard and the Magic Mouse or whatever, the trackpad for it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
See, I
for
would
like
do that. That would probably be
for
better
like
than buying him a,
for like
oh, but he was-
$800, you can buy him the keyboard, the trackpad, and like the Mac Mini, the base model. And then if he has a monitor already, he could just use it or use a TV.
Yeah. See, I would stick with that versus like getting him an actual like Windows thing because then he'd be too tempted to buy a bunch of Steam games and focus on
Because
that.
I think on the Mac Mini, you can open those up somehow and just put in like more RAM. Because when I had a Mac Mini back in the day, that's what I did. I bought the base model, and then I went to like fucking Best Buy and bought like another 8 gigs of RAM, and I stuck it in there. Because the bottom just open, like literally, it's like a plug and play. You just literally like twist it open.
I remember seeing those.
You twist it open, and then it's literally like all it has is a slot for the RAM, like 2 slots for RAM. You just shove the RAM in there, and it's like, oh, more RAM. Okay, it works. So, yeah, but I mean, would I go for this for gaming? Fuck no. You could probably buy
work in school.
You could probably buy a good gaming PC let's be honest here, for 600, maybe a cheap gaming PC, but for like 1300, you're gonna have a pretty decent gaming PC. Like, right? Like, come on, Gunny. Like, and for $20,000, you're gonna have a fucking 3 4090s on that fucker.
Yeah.
All fucking running, you know what I mean? You could have all the RAM you want in that shit, and probably still have
all
money
the
left
memory.
over. And have like 3 of these Alienware monitors that I have attached to it, you know, and like fucking 600 gigs of RAM, and probably still have money left over. Okay, you
8
would
terabytes
probably
of space.
Yeah, you would probably still have money left over after all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I wouldn't, unless you're like a movie studio making like the next Marvel movie. I wouldn't invest in that $20,000 Mac. Because I bet you that's who's buying those, right? Like those fucking movie studios that are fucking
definitely they're the ones using it,
editing huge movies and shit. Those are the ones buying those $20,000 Macs. Okay,
hooked up to freaking super expensive servers, right?
Yeah, it's not Gunny, Chief. Convincing his wife to spend $13,000 on a fucking tower.
I'd have to walk to work,
and then another financing another monitor for fucking $600 a month or whatever. Okay, that's a fucking car payment, dude, for a nice car.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for a new car. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like for a brand new like fucking truck, you know, like a big truck, like
Ford F-250. Yeah,
that's like a Ford Raptor payment, bro. You're not fucking, you're not fucking making that payment on a ghetto car. You're buying a nice ass like top of the line shit for that much. Okay, like that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot. I wonder if anyone has financed one of those for like $1,000 a month. You think there's somebody out there? There
absolutely.
Has to be, right?
Yeah.
There has to be.
I bet there
somebody,
has.
right?
Like, I'll pay that off in a year. No problem.
I have $1,000 to spare every month. I'm just gonna buy this fucking Mac. My kid said he wanted a computer for gaming. He walks into the Apple store. My kid wants a gaming PC, and they're fucking sell him that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's affordable.
Does it play Call of Duty? That's all he wants to play that game on the weekend because he's a good student. Yeah.
Sorry, sir. It does not play Call of Duty. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Does Mac play COD? Oh.
I don't know. And then how do you access it? Is it going to be in the iOS App Store? Yeah. How do they do that? I mean, I guess assuming there's no Windows installed. That's what I guess more of the question.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I don't see it on the iPad that you probably see it on an iMac, right? Where it's going to have AAA games. What's available? Or do they just not have those? Like, you have to put Windows on it.
Yeah, it says here that you have to put
have like a special.
It says here you have to put Windows on it to play Call of Duty.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, that Death Stranding will be just available through the Mac OS App Store, I think. Because when you have a Mac, Gunny, you launch an app store. It's just like an iPhone app store,
I would think,
but
right, that it's just like that.
it's an
Yeah.
app Mac store. So it has like games in there and shit that you can buy for the Mac.
And
A
I'm
lot of
sure there's
them,
like a Steam app, right? It's just going to show what's available, but not everything. I never really check when I'm going to like, like if I pull set up and up now, like it probably does show like what platforms it runs on. So
yeah, a lot of them do say like Mac OS compatible or whatever, like Mac compatible or whatever. It'll say on the games usually like this game's available on your Mac as well.
yeah,
In other news, PlayStation had their big showcase. Or I don't know if it was their. I guess it was their big showcase. They pretty much showed a bunch of trailers for different games. Some of the bigger games, of course, Metal Gear Solid remakes are coming. That's right, Gunny. Metal
yeah.
Gear
I got a
Solid.
guy at work. He's super excited about that.
Right. Snake Eater is coming. But also Metal Gear Solid, I believe 1 is coming and 2, I think. I think 2 and 3. So 1, 2, and 3. They're all coming in a collection, I think that's what it's called. These are coming this fall by Konami.
Nice.
Konami and Hideo Kojima. But Hideo Kojima, I don't know if he's gonna get credit for this or not. I don't know. I mean, didn't he like get fired or quit or something from
Something
Konami?
like that.
They wouldn't let him quit, and then he finally just left and went to Sony, and that's when he made Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I think wasn't that when he wanted to make Death Stranding and they wouldn't let him? They told him
I
no.
don't.
They told
Yeah.
him you got to keep making fucking
I think that's what it was.
Metal
You're right.
Gear, and he
Yeah.
was like, I don't want to make more Metal Gear. I want to make fucking Death Stranding with the baby in a pod. And they're like, look, motherfucker, that's not gonna sell. No one's gonna buy your stupid game where you deliver packages. Okay, Hideo, nobody wants this shit. And then he's like, well, fuck you, I'm leaving. Somebody's gonna want it. And Sony was like, yeah, we want it. Yeah, bring it here. Hideo, we'll support your crazy acid trip visions.
And he's happier because of it, right?
Hey, I'm happy because of it too. That game was fucking amazing. Okay, I fucking loved Death Stranding. That game was good, Gunny. It was just free on Epic as well, like a week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's on Game Pass. It's available everywhere, people.
Play fucking Death Stranding. That game is so good. I fucking love that game. You know, speaking of that game, one thing that I do listen to that game often is the soundtrack.
That is a good soundtrack. I remember you told us to get that on Spotify. And I was like, hell yeah, that's good. It's good.
It's actually really good. And I was listening to it today. Earlier today, it came up on my playlist. Just like a couple of the songs from it. I was like, damn, this shit's pretty good. It kind of like, it's a vibe, bro. Like, if you're like emo mode, want to just chill, emo mode, it's a good soundtrack. Okay, Gunny?
Good stuff.
Rest in peace to that guy who sang, though. I think he died.
He did pass away.
Yeah, he
Forgot
died.
his name, but
forgot his name, but he was the singer in the band.
Most of the songs.
Low Roar. Yeah, he was the guy who made the songs, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a good choice by Hideo. I think he was Hideo Kojima's like friend, like in real life. Like he was like his personal friend or something. That's how he chose him for the music. Because I guess it pays off to know high known developers, huh?
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm your friend. Can I put my music in your game? Yeah, sure. Sure, guy. In other news,
I thought it was a guy and a girl, but I could be wrong.
It could be.
They were together.
I don't know, man. It must have been more than one guy, because there's like. So the members of Low Roar are some guy. Okay, hold on. Let's look it up here. Let's look up. The members of them are. So it's founded by late American immigrant Ryan Carasijo. Originally a solo act, the band later added some guy named Leifur Bjornsson and Logi Guillaumundsson. Okay. I don't know who these people are, but third person has multiple members.
What country is that? Newfoundland or something?
Probably fucking I would assume so.
Greenland.
Right now it shows
Iceland?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 members of the
Tweedan?
band. Yeah. So the singer died at age 40 last October.
Too young.
Yeah, that's young, bro. I think about that all the time. Like, bro, that's like 8 years away from my current age. That's pretty young. That's such a short time too. Like, holy fuck. But in other news, Microsoft. Oh wait, hold on. Let's go to Nintendo news first. Nintendo. Okay. 1-2 Switch party game is getting a sequel.
Do you remember this at
Yeah.
when they presented the first game?
Yeah. Okay. It's coming. Did you ask for this, Gunny? Is this something you wanted?
I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying to remember like the presentation when they first showed off the Switch. I know this was like a launch game. I don't know. I remember it just being the silliest thing ever.
I don't know anybody who wanted this.
No, doesn't it have like a bunch of little games within it? I don't remember. I'm trying to think now. Was it dancing? Fuck, I don't even know.
No, there was like a hair cutting game. There was some other crap in there.
Yeah.
In other news, Nintendo just announced their new line of summer Joy-Cons. Okay, these are pastel colored Joy-Cons, Gunny. If you are a Switch owner and you've been looking for a pastel color to add to your life, you can buy these now. They will become available on June 30th. They will have purple and green and pink and yellow combos. So the purple
You gotta
and
have
green,
different Joy-Cons on your Switch.
you gotta, right? It's like a thing.
That's a
right?
thing now.
It's like a law they passed.
I know, right? Don't make them the
You
same
must-
color. You hobo.
must- yeah. Who's using the red and blue ones? Nobody uses that hobo shit. Okay, or the all white ones with the new OLED one.
I know I'm not a Switch owner anymore, but I do like the Animal Crossing one.
Yeah, they're nice.
I thought those were pastel style type colors.
Yeah, the green one kind of looks like that kind of green, like that.
Yeah.
That type of. That's what it looks like. Look nice. The purple one looks pretty nice too. The pink one, they all look nice. I like them. In other news, okay. Last year, Nintendo put its eShop in maintenance mode in Russia, which prevented access to the eShop for customers in the Russian country. Now, Nintendo has finally made it official. Nintendo is going to halt all sales of their digital games and physical games in Russia. Nintendo of Europe announced that as of May 31st, 2023, the company will halt all new eShop sales in Russia. That means that you will not be able to make any new purchases from the store or redeem any digital codes while in the country of Russia. Nintendo also said that if your credit card information, all of it, and any PayPal details will be deleted from your accounts if you have a Russian account.
Ooh.
And that you will not be able to create a new Nintendo account as long as Russia is set as the home country that you're setting the account up on. So there's that. So the good news is that users with a Russian eShop account will still be able to download their previously purchased games and DLC for the foreseeable future. But it isn't clear how long that time is. But it is, as of right now, as of May 31st, so it's a few days ago, I guess, a week ago almost, all the games have stopped being sold and all the codes no longer work in Russia. So,
I wonder how easy it is, because I don't know how Russia's internet is. If it's like America's or the European Union, is it easier just to change regions, or not? You know what I mean? That's what I'd like to know.
Or just get a fucking VPN or something.
I'm sure that'd probably work, right? Wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Let's send your shit to China or something, Korea.
Yeah, they probably use VPNs, I would think.
I mean, that's all you'd have to do, right? Set it to like another neighboring country. Like, oh, I'm gonna set my VPN to South Korea now.
Yeah, or Ukraine or
Whatever. Yeah.
Poland or something, right? In that,
Yeah. Set it to
I
fucking
guess it wouldn't
Sweden
matter if
or
you got a
something.
VPN.
Fucking Finland. All right, bro. We're gonna set this shit to Finland. I'm finished now.
As long as I guess you're understanding the language, right? That's displayed on the screen.
Yeah.
Which I would assume that most
You could probably
people
switch
in
it out
Russia,
to
like everywhere in
English.
the world, they learn English.
Yeah, just switch it to America. I'm in Canada now. I'm no longer in Russia. Yeah. Okay, in other news, Gunny, Xbox news real quick. Xbox is getting ready. Okay. Okay. Xbox showcase is happening, Gunny.
Isn't
It's
that
time,
next
Gunny.
Sunday?
June 11th. Okay. What day is that, Gunny? Let's look it up.
Six more days.
Next Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UTC. I don't even know what that means. 6 p.m. BST. Who the fuck knows what that is either? 7 p.m. CET. Who the fuck? What is that? And 10 a.m. Australian time on June 12th. Okay. Pretty sure that's like, what's that other country next to Australia? New Zealand. Okay,
Boy,
you guys. Oh, mate. You guys will be at 10 a.m. Tuesday or Monday the 12th, but here it'll be
the next day.
Here it'll be June 11th.
Got my tickets for Australia, mate.
10 a.m. Pacific time, Gunny. You're gonna get ready. You're gonna get home. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be watching. I'm gonna be at work, so
I'll be at home.
I can't have any spoilers, Gunny. Okay, I'm gonna block you on everything that day. Okay.
Or I might be going to the house. We'll see.
That fucking
I know,
house.
right? I gotta flip the TV on as soon
Take
as
the
I get
fucking
there.
iPad with you to watch this shit. Okay? It's coming. The showcase is here. It's coming. Okay, you can watch it live on youtube.com/Xbox, twitch.tv/Xbox, or on Facebook at facebook.com/Xbox. The biggest game is, of course, Starfield. But that will have its own dedicated live stream immediately after the Xbox Game Showcase. What to expect from this? Well, one part of the show has already been confirmed, is that it will contain plenty of gameplay alongside some CG footage. But Xbox Games VP Aaron Greenberg has tweeted, Gunny, quote, Gunny, from Aaron Greenberg, none of our first-party games in the show are full CG trailers. Okay, that doesn't mean third-party isn't, but any first-party will not have any CG in it. Added that everything shown will contain in-game footage, in-engine footage, or in-game footage with some cinematics. Okay. As we know, Rare is currently working on a game called Everwild. Obsidian is currently working on the Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed. And Avalanche is working on a game called Contraband. And there's Fable, of course.
Do you think we'll see Fable?
Forza Motorsport will also be supposedly showcased. I really hope, man, that Fable is there. I want Fable, but the problem is, Gunny, they're going to show Fable, right?
I think.
Okay, listen. This is the problem, Gunny. This is the fucking problem. Okay, I'll tell you the fucking problem. They're gonna show me Fable now and not release it for another 2 fucking years, probably. So why even show it to me now?
I think they'll say, right. I'm just gonna throw something wild out here. They'll say like Fable early 2024, but then when we get to late 2023, they'll say Fable's been delayed until late 2024.
Till December of 2024, and then they're gonna be like, you know what, Fable's delayed again till June of 2025, and they're gonna be like, you know what, it's delayed again till November of 2025, and then that's the actual release.
And then Phil Spencer will come out. Well, we're sorry. I know. I take the blame.
Yeah, we shouldn't have shown this game
early.
Yeah, we shouldn't have shown Jesus this game back in 2023. He got way too hyped for this shit. We fucked up, Jesus. We're
He had
sorry.
a pre-order, he canceled it. He had a pre-order, he canceled it. Done. He's just done.
He signed up for Game Pass again that day.
He got him so excited. He didn't play anything or buy anything.
He hasn't played anything in our subscription service for the last 2 years. We're sorry, Jesus.
We got another 6 months of Game Pass subscription out of him.
Fuck, dude. Like, literally, man, this is gonna happen, okay? Like, I'm gonna get hyped. I'm gonna sign up for Game Pass again, and these fuckers are not gonna release that shit for 2 more years. So don't fall for it, people. Don't be like me. Okay? Don't fall for the fucking Kool-Aid that Nintendo, that fucking Xbox is gonna show us here. Don't fall for it. Okay.
But Jesus, you'll have to sign up. You won't have to, but I know you'll sign up for Game Pass just so you can do the pre-order, preload button. The preload button.
I don't do preloads. Dude, my internet is so fast. I downloaded Diablo in like 3 minutes. Literally. So I'm not worried about no fucking preload, okay, Gunny? All right? I got fucking super fast internet, motherfucker, you. Okay? Gotta worry about no stupid preload. What is some kind of hobo? Okay. But speaking of this showcase, Sony's getting ahead of the game here with Guerrilla Games. Tomorrow, actually, not tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay, Gunny? Wednesday, Guerrilla Games will be having some kind of fucking thing or whatever. Okay? For whatever they're having coming out. Who knows what it is? I don't know if it's a video or what it is, but they're dropping something Wednesday, they said. Okay?
Nice.
Okay.
Be sure to watch that Wednesday.
Devolver Digital. Okay. Okay. They're announcing their live stream, Gunny. Okay. On June 8th. Okay. You excited for them?
Devolver Digital's cool. I remember last year, they showed off a lot of.
They're the ones that don't give a
stuff.
fuck. They just get on stage and start cussing at everybody. They're not like the Xbox or the PlayStation guys talking about we love our community. They're like, fuck you, motherfuckers. You want to complain? Fuck you. We got a fucking banana that shoots guns. That's what we have coming, you fucking.
They do a whole stage
assholes.
act too, which is like theater almost. Funny.
like, oh, you fuckers, we got some. You want to complain about our games? We got a fucking banana that shoots guns. All right, and does backflips. Fuck you, Gunny. And you're gonna like it, okay? You're gonna fucking like it. Okay. All right, Gunny. Another one. Okay, more news here. Okay. More news. What do I have for news here?
I've got one over here, Jesus.
What do you have?
I think this one's going to be for Mayo. I think you're looking at the same one I am.
Okay.
More Dead Cells DLC.
Oh.
So this is planned as the game tops $10 million in sales.
That's a lot of money.
So they said the game will be supported with further content after it cleared a significant new sales milestone. Original developer Motion Twin and Evil Empire, an offshoot of studio established to handle the game's DLC, announced the title has surpassed $10 million. I gotta say that Castlevania DLC was probably very successful. And that was pretty recent, but yeah, look, this game came out on everything pretty much, you name it, from 2019 and 2020 respectively. Wow, 30 free updates and 4 paid DLCs released to date, including this year's Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. So that's hats off to those guys. I'm not a platformer, Jesus, but I do play this game every so often. I know it's an Apple Arcade, which I'm not subscribed to anymore, but I bought this game on Steam when it was, I don't know if it was early access at the time, but before it came to console. And yeah, I think that's when, man, I think that's when Mayo joined the show shortly after that. Because I was like, I got that Dead Cells game. I got it in my Steam machines. And I think, and then Ryan, of course, bought it day one on Xbox. So yeah, fantastic platformer, action platformer. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's all we have for news, man. I gotta play some Diablo, bro.
All right, me too. I gotta finish creating my character, and yeah, definitely get that going.
For sure. I'll play with you if you want to play.
All right, yeah, sounds good. We're not playing no more World War Z. We're into Diablo.
That's right.
So Jesus, I'm out of here. Go find me, guys. Go find me. Gamertag Gunny Chief. I'm over there on the Series X, over on Steam and Epic. Yeah, over on PlayStation, HGP_Gunny.
Follow me on everything as Jesus Walk Slot, and I'll be playing Diablo. Add me up on Blizzard. I will. My gamer tag is Jesus Walk Slot on there, I think. Yeah, so add me. Let's play some fucking Diablo. Or message me on Xbox or Discord or Facebook, and I'll play with you. I need people to play with. Because fucking Brink is over there stuck on Destiny, and I am just, I don't know what. Oh, he said he was playing with Alyssa. So he won't have time to play with me. Maybe I can join them. I'll throw the wheel with them.
I haven't seen him on the battlefield, so I think he's been playing his Switch a lot more, maybe.
No, because I asked him if he's going to be playing Diablo. He said he will. He's going to do a run with Alyssa, but I don't know what their gaming schedule is like, so I'm not sure if I'll even be able to join them or not. Maybe they game early in the morning. Who the fuck knows? But anyways, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go play some Diablo and shit. So go Diablo it up. It's Diablo time.
It's Diablo time.
Yeah.
What does Lilith say, Jesus?
She says, "Go to hell." I don't know. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. We're out of here. Bye.
Bye.